Do 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 do. Ba-ba-da-da-da. I hate how y'all hate that song. That's a banger, dude. Anyway, good morning. This morning feels a little good, doesn't it? I'd say this morning feels a little bit better than most mornings. Not gonna get too excited. I know how this market works, and this may very well only last the next 10 minutes. But while we're in this moment and this market's pumping green and my bags aren't getting wrecked by $10,000 a minute, we're going to enjoy it. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm super excited to have you all in here today. Not going to lie, I didn't plan on going live today. I literally posted a video like 20 minutes ago. But when Bitcoin decides it's going to go vertical, I must decide that I'm going to go live because I told you all I'd be here every step of the way. And I'm going to be here every step of the way, beggar. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I don't know what that style is, but that got to go. Hold on. There we go. All righty. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to everybody. Welcome in, Craig. I see you. Chuck, what's up? Surfboard, Paul K. Happy to see you. Eric Falls, Jason. Man, the whole crew is in here. It's like I assembled the Power Rangers, the Avengers today, because the crypto market is looking pretty dang on okay today. I'm not going to go ahead and say it's fantastic, but it is looking okay. Truth be told, the week and the month are still ugly, but who cares? Because in crypto, we only care about what's right in front of us. Can I get a hell yeah? So, what's happening today, boys? Well, Bitcoin's price is recovering currently, and this is actually a much, much, much more important move than most people realize. So I wanted to jump on live stream with you all today and talk about this move that Bitcoin's price just made all the way up to 113K. Talk about why this is so important and exactly what it could mean for the crypto market going forward. So I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, what I'm looking at. We're going to do some analysis on some altcoins. We're going to jump into the news and much more. So welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. That's what I love to see. That's what I love to see. It's good vibes. It's good vibes. It's good vibes. So let's jump into it then, shall we? So what's going on today? Well, I don't particularly think the crypto market has a ton of reason to be pumping right now, but we did get some pretty solid news from the Fed conference, and I did want to talk about it. So what you can see is that the Fed has now opened up the door to crypto banking. Shout out to George for this post. It says Governor Chris Waller announced that the central bank is proposing a new limited access or skinny master account that will give legally eligible institutions direct access to the Fed's payment rails without relying on partners banks. This streamlined model could fast track access for crypto banks and stablecoin issuers, marking a potential turning point in how digital asset firms interact with U.S. financial system. Now, if you don't know what this means, all it means is that the general interdynamics of institutions, financial systems, payment systems, etc., is going to have much more of a correlated. What's the best way to say that? I'm trying to say this. I'm like, let me explain this like a fifth grader. This is good for crypto because this allows easier access for crypto companies and firms to access payment institutions, banks, stablecoin issuers, etc. It's good for the infrastructure. Okay, the underlying architecture that builds up crypto, this is good for it, and it makes crypto just flow better, and that's a good thing. And this is a firm difference, a stark difference from what we saw over the last few years. If many of you were here in the crypto market the last few years, we had the Federal Reserve, we had the government itself doing everything that it actively could to make things harder, make things much less clear. We had that weasel Gary Gensler who constantly put things into place and was constantly suing people and doing things to kind of make the life of crypto institutions, investors, and traders much more difficult. But that's not what we're seeing now. We're seeing the doors to crypto open up here. And so, although on the surface we are seeing Donald Trump doing things that are a bit chaotic, that are causing, that is causing the crypto market to pump and dump. We're seeing insider trading. Sure, we are seeing those things on the surface. But below the surface, if you really pull back the curtains and you look to see what's happening in crypto, the foundation is growing, it's spreading, and it's strengthening. And that's the more important part. It's strengthening. And I'm under the belief that as we continue to see this this fundamental development, this foundational growth and strengthening here in the world of crypto, it'll only allow us to grow bigger, grow wider, grow taller. And that should, in my opinion, bring more value to crypto. We should see more people investing into crypto. We'll see more money flowing into crypto, and we see crypto flowing easier. And that's a great thing, because if crypto is going to become a central standing point of the monetary system, the fiscal system, the economy as a whole, or maybe even personal systems and intradynamics here in the world, it's going to need a strong foundation, and it's going to need the ability for these sorts of things. And so I don't see enough people talking about why this thing that they held today is so important, because this does open up those doors. And it won't be today, it won't be tomorrow, but one day, I believe that this is going to allow crypto to continue to reach those levels of mass adoption that we've all been hoping for. Okay. So all in all, that is great news. I don't think that is why the crypto market is pumping. I don't think the crypto market even cares about this, but I do personally care about it. And so I want to talk about it. Why is the crypto market pumping today? It's wrecking, absolutely wrecking short traders. And I fucking warned you. You know what? Let me just go ahead and put on a sensor warning. If you have kids in the car, put on headphones. I'm not going to censor myself too much today because I'm in a good mood and sometimes I just let them fly. Okay. So anyway, just wanted to warn you there. But why is the crypto market doing this? Well, it's wrecking the short traders. I've been telling you guys this. Like, I've been trying to tell everyone, like, if you've been on all of my live streams recently, put a yes in the chat. That's all I want from you. Just put a yes in the chat. If you've been on all the live streams yesterday, put a yes in the chat. And the reason I'm asking you to say yes is because if you were here, you know what we've been saying. When Bitcoin's price fell to $103.6 thousand and everyone was screaming and saying that, nope, it's going straight to 90,000. It can't recover. I was saying, hey, how about we give the crypto market a chance? Why don't we just give crypto a chance? We're seeing liquidation stacking to the top side. Our indicators are flashing. I literally made an entire YouTube video that said a massive crypto signal just printed. And what was happening in that video? We saw the Crusader signals flashing. Everything was saying that crypto has a chance. And I was like, all you people crying, just give it a chance. I'm not saying that it's going to go up and it's going to go up forever. And I'm not saying that right now. Truth be told, guys, this little pump we're in right now might end tomorrow. That is the truth. But I told everyone, just give crypto a chance. And so what did I do? Well, I went in and I bought some crypto. Go to the Discord chat. Look at Tyler Hill's section. Go look. Boom. Still believe it's... Look, listen. I still believe it is more likely that the gains come back and that this was the biggest liquidation event in history. So as a result, I have now done a medium purchase on Bitcoin at $103.6 thousand and Ethereum at $3,682. I bought Bitcoin right here. What happened? And it's not like I was just keeping that I didn't want that to be public knowledge. Go look at my Twitter. What did I say a couple days ago? Hold on. I pissed a couple people off with this one. 1 second. Sorry. I post a lot. My bad, y'all. 1 second. Here we go. All this goddamn crying on my timeline. Shut up and buy some crypto. And I don't say this in a way that I'm gloating. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to make fun of the people who didn't buy. But what I am saying is you have to be willing to buy when things are bad and sell when things are good, over and over and over again. Okay? And so because of that, you just have to understand that that's what happens. But let's talk a little bit more about why this is actually happening. Well, what is happening right now is called a short squeeze. Okay? And the reason why you can know this is a short squeeze is you just have to understand the way that this game is played. You can identify a short squeeze by looking at the confidence of the shorts. Okay, let me break this down a little bit for you. So a short squeeze really occurs when shorts genuinely do not believe that this pump can continue. That's when a short squeeze happens. So let's say this, Bitcoin's price is right here, and there's a bunch of short traders who can be liquidated at these levels. Let's say right here, right here, right here, and right here. These are the 4 levels that shorts can get liquidated at, right? And Bitcoin's price pumps up, and it takes out that very first level. Well, that's when you want to sit back and really watch what happens at these next couple levels. Because as Bitcoin's price pumps into this first level and liquidates all of these short traders, if you notice all of the total amount of liquidations that will occur here, here, and here, if they start dropping, that usually means that these short traders are like, oh shit, that's not good. Like, the market is reversing. They believe that this pump is actually happening. So they start to close down those short trades. And you'll notice the total amount of short trades that are available to be liquidated up here start to really drop fast. That's not a short squeeze. This is just a move upwards, right? No, a short squeeze occurs whenever the market push upwards and all of these short traders, they look at this and say, no way. No way. There's no way that this pump is going to continue. I don't believe it. And then it takes out the next one. And you know what they say? No way. And what you'll notice at that next one is the people up here will start adding to their positions because they're like, fuck, dude, like I need to start adding these positions because these liquidation levels are getting close. And then they start to push up and they're like, no way. And then no way. And it just takes them all out because they're overconfident. They're overconfident. And that is what is happening right now. It's a short squeeze. Now, short squeezes aren't guaranteed to go up all the way, but they usually do happen very, very violently, which is what this is. I mean, this was a very violent move back up after this pullback towards the downside. And you can see it happening. Look at this. $1 billion worth of liquidations will occur if Bitcoin goes up by $600 from now. How crazy can you be? They don't believe it. They just don't believe it. These short traders just do not believe that this could possibly continue. So they're adding and adding and adding to those positions, and they're just getting absolutely rinsed. This is a short squeeze. So how long does this last? I don't know. That is the hard part. I know you want me to say, Tyler, well, how high up is it going to go? I don't know. What I will tell you is that I think it is reasonable to assume that all these close ones will get smashed. So Bitcoin going up to say $115,000 is super reasonable to me. Now, not only is it reasonable from a perspective of liquidations, but that is also the mid-range level. As you can see here, there's like a middle range between the bottom side and the top side of this red kind of like envelope we're in right now. And Bitcoin has a history of breaking from this bottom zone back up to this, from this bottom zone back up to this, from this bottom zone back up to this, from the 25% zone back up to this. So Bitcoin trying to make its way, say, into this 50% threshold between top and bottom makes a lot of sense to me. So yeah, I think it is within reason that Bitcoin could continue this move up to say 115. But truth be told, it shouldn't really matter. Okay. My honest opinion is that no, if you're trying to get in right now, you're too late. You can do, okay. Let me say this because this is going to piss some people off. Yes, you can buy right now if you're feeling FOMO, but when you're feeling FOMO is not the time you should be buying. When should you have been buying? When Bitcoin was down, when it was at 103, 104, $105,000, when everyone was scared, when we were in extreme fear. That's when to be buying. If you're trying to just take this, if you're trying to chase this pump, if you're just trying to get in now because now it's green, you're playing this fucking game wrong, dude. How many times are you going to do this to yourself before you stop doing that? You have to go against the grain. And so is now the best time to be buying? No, it's not the best time to be buying because if you do go look at it, you don't know when this short squeeze is going to end. This short squeeze could literally last until the moment that this live stream ends and then it'll dump, right? I mean, go look within reason. Look at the 1 hour RSI. Look what's happening here. It's overbought. It's at the top side. It's at the same exact level that it got to whenever we push towards these higher levels. Look at your Bollinger Bands, for example. We are now overextended into the top side of this Bollinger Bands. It's hard to stay up there. I don't know what the Crusader Signals is doing. Crusader Signals isn't going off yet, so that's a good thing. But yeah, there is every world and every reason that this little short squeeze we're in right now, this vertical climb, could end at any given point. And so is now the time to be chasing this pump? No, you should have been in it before the pump started, okay? So now, if you're somebody who is, let's say, for example, you're somebody who is buying long term. So say you're just buying every Wednesday. Yeah, buy it, of course. If your strategy says the dollar cost average, no matter what the price is doing, of course, it's never a bad time to buy. If you're gonna buy it now and your game plan is not to sell it till 2030, none of this shit even matters. I don't even know why you're here, to be honest. Like none of this matters. But if you're trying to swing trade things, if you're trying to buy in the best times and sell in the selling the best time, buying the best times and selling the best times, now is not the best time to be trying to chase this pump. You're late to the party, so now you just got to wait it out, in my opinion. I think that's the smart thing to do. Personally speaking, what am I going to do? Well, this is my game plan, and I made my game plan actually pretty simple to you guys the other day. So as you all know, again, my most recent purchase was $103,600 for Bitcoin's price. And if we actually go to my buy sell bubble sheet, you can see where those purchases were. So my personal game plan really is just to remain pretty steadfast in where I'm at, right? I was able to accumulate the lows. All of these purchases, I did a purchase here, I did a purchase here, and I did a purchase here. All three of these purchases that I made, and they got bigger as it dropped, are now in profit, okay? And so I am considering taking some profits off the table, but you guys know how my game is played. I buy into fear, I sell into greed, and I'm starting to see this market already feeling FOMO. I'm already seeing some euphoria in this market. So what am I going to do? Well, my plan remains rather simple. If Bitcoin's price pushes up into this little zone right here, where is it at? Oh, here we go. Sorry. If Bitcoin pushes up into this little zone, just right here, let's go and make this real bright. This little golden zone right here, I'm going to probably take a little bit of profits off the table. At that given point, the purchase that I made on Bitcoin is up now about 12.5%. It was a medium purchase. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars that I threw into Bitcoin right here. So I'm going to take a little bit of profit off the table at that point, and it'll be a medium take profit. So it won't be a huge one. It'll be like a medium one. And then if Bitcoin's price is able to work itself back up to the top of this range again, I'm going to take more profits off the table. Now, you may say, Tyler, why would you be taking profits off the table, bro? We're pumping. We're going to the moon. Yeah, great. Cool. I don't care. What you have to understand is that while Bitcoin is in this range, those are the levels that it'll get rejected off of. It is 100% certainty that Bitcoin's price will get rejected off of one of these levels until it doesn't, right? And so my game plan always remains the same. When we hit the middle zone, take a little profit. When we hit the top zone, take a little bit of profit. And from there, I'll go from there. And if Bitcoin's price breaks through this, fantastic. I get to just take more profit. We make more money. That's great. Who cares, right? One of the biggest things that I see in this market is a lot of people always say, Tyler, you sold too early. No, I did not. If I go look at Bitcoin, my Bitcoin buy sell bubble sheet, people could say, well, Tyler, whenever you took profit right here, you sold too early. No, I didn't. because I had no way of knowing for certain Bitcoin's price was going to make it to 125. I had no way of knowing for certain that Bitcoin was going to run from 110 up to 122, just like I didn't know for certain that Bitcoin was going to top out right here. I don't know when the bottoms and the tops are. I take profit when everyone's excited, and I sell. I sell when everyone's excited. I buy when everyone's scared. That's what I do, and I do it over and over and over again. It's the reason why we've been able to consistently outperform people who simply just buy and hold Bitcoin long term with taxes included, because we're able to compound our gains and our profits by accumulating the lows and selling the highs. And so look, if I take a little profit right here and it keeps pumping, great. If I take a little profit right here and it keeps pumping, great. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take more and more profit. Because no, I'm not closing down my whole position, maybe 3%, maybe 4% or 5%, but I like to be rewarded for my hard work. I like to be rewarded for the things that I do, the purchases that I make. When we buy, when everyone's scared right here, I like to buy in those, or I like to take profits and reward myself for that. Yeah, I might go buy some chicken tenders from Raising Cane's. I like a box combo. Don't judge me, right? I like having a little bit of extra fiat because of these things. And so that's the game plan. That's what I'm going to do. And so in this moment right now, this is great. Bask in it. I know so many of you in this chat who were buying whenever Bitcoin's price fell to 103.9, $104,000. So many of you bought. I saw it over in the school. So many people were buying. It was amazing. I was so proud of you guys because it feels like this community is finally starting to understand how this market works, right? And so if you're one of those people who was accumulating with us whenever the market fell, fantastic. Good job. Congratulations. Bask in this moment. But now that I've gotten my, now that, I've expressed my excitement, I do want to let you know, don't get used to it. Okay. So now that we talked about the good side, let me talk about the bad side. Don't get used to it, guys. We know how this shit goes. Let's be honest. Be real. We know that Donald Trump's probably going to make a tweet that's going to fuck this market up. We know that some stupid's probably going to happen that's going to nuke this market back down. We know something's probably going to happen, right? It's how crypto always operates. So enjoy the moment for sure, but don't assume that it's going to continue. Don't assume that this can never end. How could you, right? Be grateful if it does. Be glad if it does. That would be fantastic. But don't just assume that it's only going to go up. Don't not take profits. Don't come on, man. Like, don't get wrapped up into the bullshit, into this ideology of, oh, we're going straight to 150K. We're not going directly up to 150K without a battle. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be good news. There's going to be bad news. So don't get too caught up in this mindset that this can only go upwards, because that's the moment in which this market will stop going upwards. And that's the moment where you guys are going to get absolutely rinsed out of your positions. Okay. And so what do you do right now? You just leave it alone. Okay. You take a little bit of profits off your bags if you want to. Leave it alone. Should you be opening up huge leverage long trades right now? No. Should you be revenge trading right now because you're mad that you didn't buy at lower prices and now it's higher? No. Should you be leverage trading in general at the top of a move like this? No. Sit back, watch, enjoy the moment, and be grateful for the fact that the market's giving us some green. But just know, look what happens every time we go up. We come back down. That's what's happened this whole year. Every big pump is followed eventually by some big dump. So just like today is super green, there is going to be a day in the future that's super red. Get used to it. It's crypto. The roller coaster fucking sucks, but it's fun while it lasts, right? And so you just have to be used to it. Just like whenever we were down here, I was on live stream when this move happened. And I told you all, guys, there will be a day where I'm talking shit because we bought right now and the price pumped. We're in that day. And now that we're in this day, I'm going to tell you, guys, there is going to be a day where the market's dumping and I'm screaming at you to dollar cost average and stop being scared. Okay. So again, don't get used to it, but do enjoy this moment because you earned it. And if you were someone who bought, say, if you bought Bitcoin under $105,000 when the market pulled back, I want you to put a number 6 in the chat right now. Put a number 6 in the chat. I want to see this community. I want to see what you guys were capable of pulling off, because I'm very happy about it. Again, I'm very happy about it. I saw it. I saw what you guys were doing. It was insane. I mean, look at the gains now. They're rolling in 28% gain or 16% gain. The community, this community is a little bit, this is like a community on steroids, but you get the point. 108% gain, 100% gain, 50% gain right there. Like 50, 26, 46, 50. I ghost. This dude right here, bro. And he closed this bad boy. God bless America. 100% gain, 20% gain, like 80% gain. Look at the chat. Look at all these people who are buying under 105. Dude. Look. Look. It just goes on and on and on and on. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. So that's where we are right now. Now, I do want to warn you, we still do have a busy week ahead. Okay, we still have a busy week ahead. So, yes, we have the crypto conference. That was good. Cool thing. Fundamentally, again, very good thing here in the world of crypto. That was good. But at the end of the day, we still do have some stuff we need to be on the lookout for. Remember, CPI data for the first time in 7 years is coming in. No. I know, Kenshi. That's why I said he closed it. I'm glad, because that was a short trade. But anyway, CPI data for the very first time in 7 years is coming out on a Friday. That in itself smells like shit to me. There's some shit brewing in that. And I don't know what direction this goes in, but something's gonna happen. Don't get me, something's gonna happen. Why else would they release a massive piece of news right before the stock market closes? Usually, news gets released. I'm just be honest with you. Usually, news releases on Fridays, like right before the market closes, to mitigate the losses that are going to happen in the stock market and just funnel all that shit over into crypto. Like that's my general opinion about it. It's why Trump doesn't tweet until the stock market closes on Fridays. It's because it's damage control. It mitigates the losses there, right? But crypto doesn't close. So crypto just takes that fucking L every single time. So we still do have that happening. You know, one thing I almost completely forgot to mention is the fact that gold just got wrecked today. I mean, look at gold. I'm not a gold hater. Some people in crypto are gold haters. I don't understand that. I think that's stupid. Honestly, it's like hating the dollar is one thing. Hating gold is just like you just are mad that it's pumping and Bitcoin's not. Grow up. Just grow up, right? But what we can see is that gold is down a good bit today, 4.6%. This is a huge drop. Look at the 5 years in the in the last 1 year. Like that's a pretty gnarly drop there. Now it's obviously not a huge. I don't think these are updating. Yeah, these are not updating. But you get the point, right? Like look at the 5-day. The 5-day kind of erased a lot of the gains from the last week, pulling it back under $4,200. And people are going to try to convince me. You remember I made a video not too long ago. I said, listen, I think when people start pulling profits from gold, they're going to rotate it back into Bitcoin. You can see it. What's crazy is that there's actually on-chain data that's showing people who left crypto right whenever gold was pumping, and now that gold is pulling back, they just re-entered. If that's not a rotation, I don't know what is a rotation. That has to be a rotation. I mean, it might be coincidence. I just don't see it. Okay. I just don't see it. And so when you think about all this, yeah, there is still a lot going on this week, but we're in a good spot. The question is, how long does it last? What I do know, though, is that this is really good for a couple core reasons. You remember at the very beginning of the stream, I told you all, hey, this is better than most people realize. Well, this is why this is better than most people realize. We had a serious threat on our hands, and this is still a threat. Don't get me wrong. Okay. 1 second. There we go. So there was a serious threat on our hands whenever Bitcoin's price pulled to the downside here because it started falling out of this range. And when it fell out of this range, this was a threat to crypto because it said, hey, if I don't recover soon, I'm going straight down towards $90,000 to $100,000. Like I thought Bitcoin coming back down here was all but certain if it didn't immediately start to recover. Matter of fact, I made a video for you all titled, This is the Moment of Truth. And what I said was, listen, now that Bitcoin's price is down here, it has to bounce. Be on the lookout for the bounce. It has to find some support. If it can find some support and recover back in here, this easily could have just been a fake out that was just going down to liquidate long traders one more time, right? One more scoop of the lows before returning back to the top side, right? But if Bitcoin's price did not bounce here and it was unable to sustain this and it pulled back to the downside, things were going to get ugly. I told you all I was watching out for $98,000. Then below that, I was watching out for 92K. I said, if Bitcoin can't maintain in this, guys, 98 to 92 is very reasonable. So just maybe even have some buy orders ready for those lower levels. But what Bitcoin has showed us here was that it re-entered back into the channel, it came back down, it found some support, and then is now trying to bounce back up. And if this can last, we're in a great spot because it goes to show it's reestablished support in this channel, just like it's done multiple times before inevitably pulling up to an all-time high. And I'm not going to say it's going to go up to an all-time high, but it has a chance, and that's what we wanted. And although this is still a threat, right? Bitcoin's price pulling back to say 98K is still a threat. That threat is much less likely now. It's not something I'm super concerned about unless Bitcoin comes back down and takes out this low at 107.2. Right. And so we're in a good spot right now. Like crypto gave itself a chance to really try to recover here, just like we hoped it would. And all it comes down to is whether or not Bitcoin can continue this short squeeze and continue absolutely ravaging through these short traders, which is what it's doing right now. Matter of fact, if we go look at the liquidation map, it's just brutal, bro. It's brutal. Look at this. Just in the last, 4 hours, $205 million worth of shorts just rinsed through. And I think it could be more. What's crazy is look at the 24 hours. 280 long traders, right? $270 million worth of short traders, right? Just everybody's getting rinsed. And what I told you guys this was going to happen. Go watch the video I posted yesterday. Crypto warning, this week will be chaos. This wasn't even 21 hours ago. And I said people on every single side of this equation are going to get rinsed. Long traders rinsed, short traders rinsed. And just 24 hours later, we're seeing that happening with people getting rinsed. And I feel like I spent a lot of this stream saying, I told you. But it's hard not to whenever so much of the community was so dead set that Bitcoin's going straight to 80K. There won't be a recovery. The short traders are just going to win, blah, blah, blah. And I was fighting for my life in the chat, boys. I ain't going to lie. Many of you saw I was fighting for my life in the chat. So in a moment like this, it's like You can't be scared of this market. You can't be scared to buy on days like we saw the other day. And also, just like you can't be scared to buy on a few days ago, you can't be scared to sell today. You can't be scared to take profit on a day like today. Truth be told, I think most people should take profits today. Take a little bit of cash off the table. Why? Because there's always threats. There's always risk. Who knows what Donald Trump's going to post on Truth Social, and this happens, right? You never know when that sort of thing is going to happen, right? So you need to be very careful. One interesting thing that I did see was that one whale. Where was that at? Let's see. That one whale. Hold on. No, not that one. This one. Yeah, this one. So the one who timed that dump a few weeks ago perfectly, timed the reapproach perfectly, he actually opened up an $180 million long trade on 15x on Bitcoin. And I thought it was 10x on ETH. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So he opened up a massive long trade. So maybe we'll keep a close eye on what this dude got going on because he literally opened, or she, I guess, or they, opened up, opened up a massive long trade right before this happened. So keep a close eye on this, right? I'm not big on this whole watch the whales perfectly, they all are perfect sort of thing. It starts to get weird when they have a perfect record and they do something big like that. So maybe we'll keep an eye to see if they close those positions down. That may be a signal like, hey, take some profit off the table. But yeah, it is interesting to say the least. And so, oh, shout out to Geese Lee. Geese Lee, if you know, you know. We're cooking right now, me and Geese Lee. Check out XPen up 300%. Yeah, we'll check it out. Shout out to you, Jose Rivera. Appreciate the $2 dono, homie. But yeah, so overall, I mean, the market's in a fantastic spot. It's recovering really well. It's giving Bitcoin a chance. It's giving it an opportunity, and it's rewarding everybody who was willing to jump in and willing to accumulate when everyone else was scared. That's what it is. It's just what it is. Look at this. I made this short right here. And what I was talking about in the short was I was like, listen, all of these long traders just got wiped. That just leaves these short traders. And I cannot imagine. You remember how many times I said this? I said, I cannot imagine that Bitcoin's price is going to go down to 90 without taking out these short traders. Here we are. So how does this impact altcoins? Well, it looks like the altcoin market's moving pretty well today. If we look at the dailies, let's see how this is going on. Kenshi says, I wish I heeded your advice in the live stream back in Feb when I got wrecked hard and asked for your opinion. ETH was about 1.5K. It's all right, homie. We live and we learn. Shout out to you, Grubby. So the altcoin market's looking pretty decent, but it doesn't look like it's moving super crazy. What's Bitcoin dominance doing right now? Yeah, so Bitcoin dominance is still trending. So Bitcoin dominance is still trending towards the upside after building some macro support on the golden Fibonacci zone. If you don't know what that means, it means that Bitcoin's performance bounced off of a key zone of support and is pushing upwards. What I will say though is that this has been a very, very, very like gradual incline, and oftentimes these sorts of inclines will topple over at some point, which would imply that altcoins should, in my opinion, outperform Bitcoin at some point if this continues. Like the further down this we go, the more likely it is that altcoins outperform Bitcoin, especially if the market's performing well. So I definitely would shift a little bit of attention into alts as they are performing really well right now. For example, if we look at ETH, ETH is just doing exactly what we hoped. ETH came back down, back tested the green zone, and I told you all, I said, listen, what we need is for ETH's price to bounce off this green zone, make itself up, break above the 50% threshold. Now, it almost got us there. It had us in the first half. It looked like it got rejected, but this was just a quick little liquidation event, pull it back, recovery. So now what we want to see from ETH, push into that red zone. Give it to us. Just push up towards 4,200, come into this red zone for us. We're going to take some profits off of ETH as we do, and that's a perfect little swing trade on our part, right? We went in on ETH at $3,700. We accumulated ETH right at that little low at 3,700, run that puppy right up into that red zone, take a little bit of profit off the table, and wait this bad boy out until ETH eventually, in my opinion, breaks towards the top side. I still think there's a higher percentage chance that it breaks towards the top side than the bottom side. I would go ahead and give it a 70-30. 70% we break up here, 30% we break up here. The reason it is skewed to the downside a little bit more than usual is because of this move that ETH made back here. So ETH is looking pretty solid. It's looking pretty decent. I want to see this move into the red zone, though. I'm taking a little profit off the table. Solana. So looking at Solana's in a very similar spot. Solana did exactly what ETH did, bounced off of the green zone, pushing up towards that red zone. Did create a bit of a cup and handle here. I am noticing that. So we could have an implied pump. Let's go ahead and say towards... I think a runner up towards that 75% line for Solana is reasonable. Not guaranteed, but it is reasonable. Definitely be careful. But even if you look at the 4-hour RSI, there's a lot of room to work. Even if it does pull back in the shorter time frames, right? Maybe a little pullback here, maybe a little back test or something. I think Solana pumping into that red zone as well is very reasonable. So I'm looking for that move up into the red zone for Solana, at which point I will take some profits. And if it topples, say for example, Solana topples over and pulls back to the green zone, you know what I'm gonna do. I don't even need to tell you what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do down here. Same thing for ETH. You know what I'm gonna do down here. Comes back down, you know what I'm doing. You know what the game plan is. Looking at XRP, I have told you guys pretty consistently what my game plan for XRP is. I need to see it back above 270 before I have real conviction. This has been a bit of a sketchy move. It's started to look a little bit weird. I did say it had this descending channel. They usually do break upwards. That move did happen, but XRP is trying to break upwards, and it needs to get above 270. If it can get above 270, it's in a great spot, and it does actually have the structure to get there. If you look at what happened recently, nope, it's over here. Nope. There we go. So you can see this little micro left shoulder, head, right shoulder that just formed. So what I would say for XRP is that you also, in addition to the $2.70 level, you could be watching very closely what happens here at 254, because if XRP's price can convincingly break above 254, it would have an implied breakout, an implied pump, which could look like a move upwards to, say, around $3. I mean, having a breakout target directly at $3, which is a massive psychological, it's actually $2.99, which is a massive psychological level and the top side of this little range that it's been trending in for a while. I think it's reasonable. So for XRP, don't get too ahead. Fake live stream. Oh, okay, never mind. So don't get too far ahead of yourself right now. XRP does still need to make some progress. It needs to break 255. It needs to break 270. At that point, that's when real conviction will re-enter back in, and I think it can give us some growth. But until then, I don't think it's really worth getting too excited about or XRP, because the most it can do is like 757 while it's under Boeing. 757 is crazy. While it's below this key zone of support / resistance. So, and the reason 270 is so important, if you don't know, is because it was support, that naturally is going to naturally create a resistance level, right? You absolutely have to be careful of that. You have to be mindful of that resistance zone. And so 270 is a massive wall ahead of us. I don't want you to get too caught off guard by XRP maybe doing like something like this, right? It's more than reasonable that could happen. Okay. All right, let's go next. SWI. And guys, if you are enjoying this live stream, if you're finding it valuable, drop a number 9 in the chat right now. So SWI is, again, making some pretty decent moves right now. I've told you all to be very careful with SWI, though. What I want to see for SWI is, can it break above $3.03? If SWI's price can break out of this descending structure and break above $3.03, it now cancels out the short-term downtrend that it's been in. It breaks above that previous point of resistance and now gives us, of course, the higher high here on the local level, which could open up the door for more of an implied move upwards, which would be fantastic. But you have to be very careful with SWI because, again, SWI is still breaking down from this ascending structure. I told you all. And again, I feel like I'm doing so much of this I told you stuff, but I just can't help myself, guys. When SWI's price was in this structure, I was screaming, be careful about SWI right now, because while it's pulling back to the downside, if it loses this bottom side support, I thought it was going to come back down to this key level support right here at 229. And I said, if it loses support here, don't be surprised for it to come all the way back down to $1.73. And after that wick low, look where it came down to. It kissed our breakdown target and is now trying to build some support off of it. And so you always have to be careful with this situation, because yes, this is a bounce zone. Yes, this is a key zone of support off of this ascending level, but it is still dangerous. And at any given point, we could just do this and still come back down to bounce zone number 3, which could be spooky. Okay, that could be a big move. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is still a risk. So for SWI, it's like, yes, this is a decent time to accumulate, but I wouldn't be doing any big purchases right now, because there is still a threat until it starts to show us that the structure is changing by breaking above $3.03. Okay. Shout out to Jose Rivera. We'll check out XPen in a second here. But also, I will tell you, everyone past Jose Rivera, if you do a donation, it does not mean that I'm for sure going to check out what you want me to check out. So please consider that before you send over a donation. But I do appreciate it, Jose, a ton. Cool. Okay. XLM. Let's see what's going on here. Very simple. I don't even really need to get in it too deeply with you guys. You know the drill. XLM's price is still back in this descending channel. We're looking for it to break through this red zone, clear that red zone, get back out there. XLM, wait, pause, do nothing until it breaks out of here, or take some profit off the table if you did get some pretty solid buy orders in anywhere towards the bottom in this wick. Okay. H-bar. Let's see what's happening here. H-bar is in a very similar position to most of the cryptos. I'm not really concerned about it right now. It's not getting that momentum that it needs yet. So for H-bar, I'm just kind of in a wait and see approach. Caspa, I told you all recently, like, hey, Caspa's entering into a massive zone of support right now. It's getting ever so close to the bottom side of this huge descending structure that it's been in. You look at the the daily candles; it's a massive structure, very close to the bottom side of the structure, coming back down to this key liquidity zone. Honestly, happy to draw in a more macro rectangle right here for Caspa because there is just so much liquidity. Look at all this resistance. Look at all this support. Look at all this kind of funneling that happened right before we pop off to a macro level. A lot of volume in there, and so because of that, this yellow box here for Caspa is a major zone of liquidity. And I've said consistently, like anywhere in here, I think is a decent time to accumulate. Just be aware it could literally fall like 30 or 40% in this box before trying to make a move upwards. So just be incredibly careful. But overall, Caspa is in a decent spot right now. Not a great spot, but a decent spot for sure. Okay, so when it comes to ADA Cardano, my game plan always remains very similar. I told you all, listen, we have a macro zone of support directly below us, this little zone right here. Boom. Macro zone of support that's held the price up over and over and over again. Held it up here, held it up here, held it up here. We recovered back above it right here. If you're an ADA holder, the best thing to do right now is just let this structure break. What I would do is accumulate towards the bottom side as close to this golden zone as you can and just really wait. If you want to have real big conviction, wait for the trend to break, wait for the structure to break. ADA has been for this entire year putting in this descending structure, kind of this flat structure right here. Let this break. Nothing's going to happen until ADA gets out of this anyway. So just accumulate the lows and just wait for this break to happen. And if ADA does drop towards the downside, be looking for a move that could probably take us all the way back down to structural lows as well, which could easily be like 30 to 38 cents. Okay. So my game plan with ADA would be to do like some small to medium size accumulations in this yellow box, wait for the break to the upside to start taking some profits off the table. And if for some reason we do nuke support, be looking for another reaccumulation back towards this 30 to 38 cent level. But that would be a surpriser to me. I wouldn't really be expecting ADA to pull back that low, especially considering that's about as low as it went in the flash crash. It would be hard for that to happen personally. Okay. You need to drink WD-40. Okay, let's look at some meme coins to see if we're getting any traction here quite yet. Doesn't really look like it. Like SHIB, for example, is not really giving us anything super interesting. What I will say is that SHIB did just nuke down below a massive zone of liquidity. You see this? You see all of this right here? Support, support, support. And if I drag it even further backwards, you see what's happened? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Not accurately, like not accurate resistance. I'll probably almost go as far as to say like this, right? Like that's your liquidity zone. What we can see is that SHIB is just trying to build some support in that liquidity zone. It's struggling, don't get me wrong, but it is trying to build some support here. So it's like if SHIB can start making a move back up out of here, and if it can start actually giving us a move, maybe even back above this key descending level of resistance, sure, maybe I'll pay attention to SHIB, but for now, I'm not all that interested. If you're a holder, small accumulations here are totally fine because this is macro zone of liquidity, but I wouldn't be doing anything big because it is at the bottom side of this liquidity zone, which is of course like a cliff. Like if it falls out of here, it's just going to jump off a cliff, probably back towards these lower levels, maybe even as low as like 691 or 7 or something like that. Pepe is in a very similar spot. Pepe is in a very similar spot. Let's kind of look at this from a macro perspective. Yeah, so I mean, whenever you look at Pepe, again, it's in a very similar position in the sense that it's at a massive zone of liquidity. It's like we had all of this liquidity here, liquidity here, liquidity here, a lot right there, actually. And it's back here. So the question just becomes the same. Does Pepe hold or not? What I don't like is what I'm seeing. I don't love this. I don't like that. That is definitely sus as freaking heck. For sure. So I wouldn't be doing huge accumulations here, if any. But if Pepe can find some support here and push back up towards the top side, I mean, I think that's reasonable. So small accumulations here are fine, but I definitely wouldn't be doing anything bigger than small purchases because, listen, this is a threat and you need to be aware of that for sure. Like with absolute certainty, you need to be careful of that, especially considering we do have that liquidity there, that things that liquidity from this line is just going to pull us down towards it a bit. So be very careful with Pepe. Not super excited about that. I see a couple questions about render. I'm going to check out XPen in a second for our guy, Jose. Okay. I would assume Render's just doing the same thing that everything else is doing. So let's just see if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, Render's just doing what everything else is doing. Liquidity there before the pullback, liquidity here before the pump, liquidity here before the pump. support, support, support. So there's like this little zone between $3 and $2.21 for render that is trying to hold. It is at the bottom side of this liquidity, so you need to be careful. But there also is a world. Something I just thought about is the fact, you remember I told you Bitcoin dominance could absolutely topple at some point out of this. That would look like altcoins outperforming Bitcoin. And what would spark that is altcoins actually gaining some traction, which would make sense because many of these altcoins are at the bottom side of these macro zones of support, meaning that if render was ascended off this bottom side of this liquidity zone, that would put us in an environment in which Bitcoin dominance would be falling. So sure, I could see an argument that Bitcoin dominance could topple and that alts could start to try to rally off these macro zones of support. Just be very careful. That's a crazy bet to take in this environment that we're in which these pumps for Bitcoin almost immediately get erased very often. Like this pump we saw got erased, this pump we saw got erased. Who's to say this pump doesn't get erased? So going big and going all in on alts right now is a bad idea. I do believe that. But paying a little bit more attention to them and doing some small DCAs or purchases to lower those average costs is not a bad idea at all, to be honest. Let's look at the thing called XPIN that Jose requested. Let's see here. So XPIN absolutely sent it. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, reasonable. Like what we saw from XPIN was that obviously its price was able to push up towards this all-time high, right around 26267, pulled back towards the downside. I would assume that is a 50% correction there. Way higher than that, 70% correction there. Saw your typical altcoin 70% correction, tried to build up some support, ran back into, of course, this golden zone of resistance, came back down, created the zone of resistance, and then from there pushed up, broke through the golden zone, broke through the all-time high, cleared through that liquidity, back tested it there, as you can see on the 4-hour, I would assume. Yep, on the 4-hour, back test, push up towards your Fibonacci extension level at 46236. So if I'm an XPIN holder, I'm taking profits here. It's now made the move through the golden zone, through the all-time high, up to the first Fibonacci extension level. I absolutely would take some profit off the table here at this blue line. It is a massive zone of resistance, and I would be set out to do my next take profit right around that 9.3 level, which is a pretty big move from here. I mean, that's like 3% or something like that. So I would be doing a pretty sizable take profit here. I'd probably get my entire initial investment out here if I'm up a lot, leave the profits to ride, take more profit up here, and then leave the bag to ride after that. So XPIN looks very good. I mean, it's a textbook move to the upside. I could definitely see the appeal there for sure. Okay. Look at more. Doge. I drew in that gray line for a reason. Yep, so Doge makes a lot of sense. So what happened with Doge is that it broke all the way back down. It came down to this very first bounce zone. The bounce zone was at 20 cents, lost the bounce zone, but found support in the golden Fibonacci zone, and is now trying to use this golden Fibonacci zone to break upwards. What you need to watch is whether or not Doge can break above 20.6 cents and maintain it. If Doge can break above 20.6 cents and maintain it, a move back up towards the upside is very reasonable. I would almost say that it does make some sense to probably watch out for the trend threat there. So like, for example, if Doge breaks off the golden zone, maybe don't get too excited until it breaks out from under this trend as well, because this rejection could make a lot of sense here. So just be very careful with Doge. Again, just like Pepe, just like SHIB, it's not in a great spot. It's not its time to be in a great spot yet. So I'll just be very careful. But some small accumulations here on Doge isn't the worst idea if you're willing to hold it long enough. BNB. Makes sense. So what we can see is that BNB had, I would assume that's a Fibonacci extension high. Hold on. Right. So the back test off the fib there. And then was that a fib there? Back test off the fib there. Yeah. Okay. So what we can see is that BNB's price obviously made this beautiful run towards the upside, pushed up towards $1,083, came back down for the Fibonacci extension back test, which is the Fibonacci extension from swing high to swing low. Back tested this fib extension here, used that to rally up towards another one. I don't know if this is fib or not. No, it's not. This is an overextension. Made an overextension towards the top side, came back down, back tested this resistance as support, held it, re-rallied, but double topped out because there was just not enough buying pressure in the market to sustain a move like this, and is now back down at this liquidity zone. So BNB is just about to make a decision. Does it maintain support on top of $1,000 to $1,100 and use this zone to continue up to a new all-time high, which seems somewhat reasonable to me because considering that BNB is the most manipulated crypto of all time. So a run up towards these higher levels does make a good bit of sense to me. I definitely think that's possible here, but just be very careful. I think one thing that is a reasonable move to make is maybe even doing an accumulation in this gold box between 1,000 and 1,100 with stop losses set below it, just in case we do start to really nuke the downside and implement this double top. But, again, BNB is in a great spot, and I think it is within reason that it can try to rally at some point back up there. The question is, does it, How does it get there? So BNB is in a good spot. I did take a good bit of profits off of BNB. I don't remember when that was, to be honest. That would have been 2 weeks ago, which is about 15 days ago, which would put us at October 4th. Yep. So I took a good bit of profit off of BNB right here. Missed this run, but it did end up pulling back down below it. So there's a world in which I could kind of retrig that. I'm not really all that excited about that thought. So I'm just going to leave my BNB bag alone from now. I'm not buying, not selling. Going to see if it can give us another runner. If it can, I'm looking to maybe take some profits a little bit early off of that. Maybe like 1250 or something like that. I'll start to open up the next take profits there. Okay. Ondo. All right, I'm going to run a few more, guys. I'm trying to push this bad boy into 1 hour of just pure analysis. So hopefully we can get there. So Ondo is in a very good spot. I've said this pretty consistently for Ondo. Shout out to Jose Rivera. I appreciate you for the $1 dono, homie. So what we can see is that Ondo's price is still battling to maintain the bottom side of this golden Fibonacci zone, and it's done it very good. Did it in March, did it in June right there, and is doing it right now. The question for Ondo, simply put, is can it use this to rally back up? And not only can it use this to rally back up, but can it finally make the move above this trend, right? Or not above this trend, sorry, this range. Like, can Ondo finally actually use the support to do something, break above it, and start trying to push back up to, say, $1.56? That's the question. So for Ondo, this is a decent time to accumulate. Be very careful, because if it nukes this golden zone, it is very likely going to come back to 50 cents. That's a real threat, so be careful of that. I wouldn't be doing huge purchasing right now, but Ondo has done a great job of building some support here. So pushing back up towards all-time high, or sorry, not an all-time high, but a new regional high, does make a lot of sense to me off this support zone. It really just comes down to if this is going to last. Like, if the short squeeze lasts for Bitcoin, if it can continue upwards and say push to like 117 to 118, I could see some sort of rotation from Bitcoin into alts that topples Bitcoin dominance a little bit and allows things like Ondo to really rally off those key support zones. But if Bitcoin fails this short squeeze to hold and it comes back down, yeah, all that shit's not going to happen. Like, Ondo's not going to bounce, Caspa's not going to bounce, the meme coins aren't going to bounce. They're just going to fall, and they're going to fall hard. So the best thing to do is watch Bitcoin's price. But all in all, it is doing a really good job right now, and that could open up the door of opportunity for these alts to rally. Whew. All right, boys. 1 hour. That was 50 minutes. Sorry. 50 minutes of raw analysis. I want to take a little bit here and answer some questions with you all. Tyler, what happened to the beginner portfolio? Let me cook, G. Just let me cook. Give me a few months. I'm being very intentional with not talking about it. You'll see why. Just give it time. I haven't done anything to it, though. Just think that. Know that. Fartcoin chart analysis. I'll do it, guys. I'm just going to say it one more time. Trevor, thank you for the $2 donation. But guys, if you do an announcement or if you do a super chat and you ask me to do technical analysis on something, it does not mean I'm going to do it. I don't want to do like a paid analysis session here, okay? But I'll check out Fartcoin reluctantly. I'll check out GRT, and then that's it. That's it. If you donate and you ask me to do one, it does not mean I'm going to do it, okay? So let's do Fartcoin, Jesus. All right, let's see. So no, it's okay. It's don't ever say sorry. Don't apologize, homie. Don't worry. Okay. So Fartcoin, very simple. Okay, very, very, very simple here. What happened with Fartcoin's price? It put in the low, it put in the high. It started to retrace all the way back down to where? To the Fibonacci golden zone, naturally, between 45 cents and 31 cents. So what's Fartcoin's price trying to do right now? It's trying to build up some support. And you can see that support being and the support attempt trying to be established. You can see we went sub 30 here on the daily RSI, which is a very hard thing to do. I would assume we saw bullish divergence. I'd be surprised if we didn't. Of course we did. So we saw some bullish divergence forming on the 4-hour chart there. I would assume the Crusaders. Now, so the Crusader signals didn't trigger here, but we did get overextension on them, which is good. We saw the Bollinger Bands get overextended towards the downside here. We saw a bottom side push on the Bollinger Bands on the dailies as well, which is very uncommon. It doesn't happen super often. So because of that, Fartcoin's trying to build up some support in this golden zone, just like the other meme coins, just like Pepe, just like SHIB, just like Doge. So what you're looking for Fartcoin right now is whether or not its price can break above 46 cents. If it can break above 46, it opens up the door to the upside. There are some threats, don't get me wrong. Like, for example, that descending blue level is a threat. So it could reject it back down. So maybe the best thing to do is let it break 46, break through the blue zone. That's when real conviction starts. That's when the market will become optimistic about Fartcoin, and maybe a push up towards like $1 could happen. But while it's below these levels, there is still a massive risk, massive threat of some sort of continued capitulation back down to this previous low right here that you need to be careful of, okay? Small dollar cost average right here, totally fine. Just be careful because the threats are there to push the price down, okay? And then there was another one that somebody, GRT. Let's take a quick look. I don't like this price action from GRT. That's almost about as much as I would be willing to say. It's not performed very well. From what I can tell right here, it is back at this macro liquidity zone. So it does have some hope. I will say that it does have some hope of using this previous zone of liquidity and using the zone of support to push upwards. But the truth is, no one has gotten behind it. It's not caught momentum in years, and it's going to be very difficult for it to catch momentum. So I wouldn't be overly invested in the GRT personally. Just my honest opinion. Sorry to the GRT community. I do still hold TARS AI. Oh, no, they're definitely Fibonacci extending right now. Whew, okay. All right, boys. That was 52 minutes of raw analysis. We're going to go ahead and call it a wrap to the technical analysis section of this video. Let's do some chat stuff. Ask me some questions. Ask me some thoughts. Totally fine there. But 1 hour of TA will kind of fry your brain a little bit, okay? So I don't want to give you guys bad technical analysis, so let's move on from that. I do want to give you guys a couple things real quick before you ask me or while you're asking me your questions. Hey, I do have a second YouTube channel. It's called Tyler Teaches Crypto. It's a YouTube channel that I'm really like. I was posting videos on it a couple months ago. I had a couple things in my business that I needed to work on, so I deprioritized it for a while. Now that those things are set up, the school is ready, everything is good. I am back to Tyler Teaches Crypto, where every single week, twice a week, 2-3 times a week maybe, I'm going to be posting educational content. So for example, I went over a few days ago my basic crypto system that I've used literally every single day for 6 or 7 years now to stay constantly updated on the market. Okay. So the link to this is down below. Feel free to go subscribe, check out the content, do subscribe, turn on notifications, because I do have another video planned very soon where I'm going to talk about risk management and how you can manage your risk in crypto. So make sure to go watch that. In addition to that, one thing I will let you know, be careful. If you're not good at leverage trading, do not listen to what I'm going to say. Cover your ears. But if you know what you're doing, there is a link to BTCC down below. I know a good bit of you guys have gotten back to low leverage 3x, 5x trading. If that is something that's interesting to you, there is up to $10,000 in bonus and reward opportunity that you have right now, where you can get access to that if you sign up and start trading on BTCC today with my link specifically. So feel free to check that out. And all in all, if you do want to be able to join the Discord community, see what I'm buying, see what I'm selling, and just join a community that's just absolutely printing gains. Again, another 32% gainer there that's printing tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in gains every single week, seeing workshops, video lessons, trade signals, courses, and much more. The link to the crypto school, it is down below. I believe it is the #1 crypto education platform in the world, and I'll stand on that. I'll fight for that. So the link for that is down below. So those are the 3 things I want you to go check out. Go check out the school, go check out BTCC, go check out Tyler Teaches Crypto, and you can follow me on Instagram, but I'll show that later on. But without further ado, let's answer some questions from the chat. Yeah, welcome in. Should I stay single or get a girlfriend before alt season? It depends on how old you are. I'm not super big on keto, but Kate O'Neill is. Hey, Tyler, so how can normies find out what projects or alts to look into that have traction? I know you get to see behind the scenes, but is there a tool to get an idea of where the money goes? Not really. There's really nothing that like retail can do to really see what's happening behind the scenes with these cryptos that are investing a bit of money. Maybe just watch what whales are doing. Insiders oftentimes know. So go find insiders that are deep in the trenches that are buying and selling in these meme coins or micro caps that are sub 100 million and just look at what they buy and probably just follow them. Tyler teaches Irish dancing. What the hell? People get excited about a dead cat bounce. If you're taking profit, there's a lot to get excited about. If the global powers are changing, would it be a peaceful transition? I don't know. It's a good question. There's so much that can be broken down from that. What was the first thing you were worried about when purchasing your first real estate? What made you realize to start spreading? The first thing that I was worried about was the expenses. The capital expenses of real estate can be incredibly, incredibly expensive. And so I really had to make sure that I had a good cash buffer to be able to handle those things. And then as time went on and I realized that I did have enough of a cash buffer and that these headaches weren't as big as I thought, now that especially I have kind of like property management systems put in place, I knew that I was willing to go more at scale. And, we have a 10-plex up in Michigan. I'm a part owner of a 62-plex out in Abilene, Texas. We have a couple SFUs here in the south of the United States. So I came to realize that there is opportunity there at scale as long as the systems are in place and I had a good enough cash buffer to handle CapEx. No, I haven't really looked into it much recently. How do I get into BTCC with your link? Just click the link down below. I've had a girlfriend the entire bear and bull markets. I would have been the richest man on planet if I just stayed single over the last 4 years. I think that's probably a stretch. I wouldn't assume that's true. And also at the end of the day, it's like, what's money worth if you don't get like to enjoy it with people, right? Like you could also be like, yeah, rich and lonely. That really sucks. No, I have not. What do you think about the Caspa chart? I went over Caspa. Just go back a little bit. I definitely feel like the rotation out of gold has started. The conference and then the cut in about a week is a good catalyst for this short squeeze to turn into a sustained trend. Super valid. W Geese. Arbitrum is okay. ATH end of year. I don't know. Somebody in the US should befriend Baron, Loki, and BR Insider. I'll try to figure it out. I don't hold Linnea. Just joined. How was the conference? The conference was good. From what I was able to see, it seemed like they talked a lot about the fundamentals and the foundation, which is what crypto needs right now. Huh? You think this is a dead count? Go look at gold's rotation of speculation capital. Do you think the pump of Bitcoin was a niche? No, I feel like it was all correlated though. Like I feel like it was all kind of, there was a lot of confluence along all these things. Which exchange is best for beginners? Coinbase. What was that golden zone for Solana? Let me show you. I don't think I had a golden zone chart pulled up for Solana though. I didn't. Now I didn't have a golden zone chart for Solana pulled up. This is what I'm looking at right now. There is a golden zone approaching though that we are bouncing on, which is right here between 187 and 172. There you go. What do you find? What do you do to find a good price to buy a token at? What do you look at? I use a combination of technical analysis and fundamental analysis generally. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. I feel like when the crypto crash happened, I don't know if that was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. The big dump. That had to, was that 2 weeks? No, it was like 10 days ago. Okay, yeah. So like when the big dump happened 10 days ago, I feel like so many freaking like fellow creators and stuff, they just disappeared. Like they just went ghosts. And so I was like, you know what? Like while everybody's running from this shit, I'm just gonna run into it. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but my posting rate has gone up crazy. Like I'm posting a lot more, posting every day, posting shorts and tweets and community posts, whatever. I'm trying to be here for you guys through it. I know this shit's scary, so I'm trying to walk you through it as best as possible. Tyler, what did you do to have the capital to trade and create more wealth? It was a combination of things. So I saved up a lot of money whenever I was in high school. When I was in high school, I was doing spray paintings where I would like make this big art galaxy things. I would sell those for like $50 a piece. They would take me like an hour to make. So I would try to sell like 10 of those a week, generally 5 of those, 10 of those a week, usually about 5. I also had a job where I would work about 28 hours a weekend. So this was like 10 hours, 8 hours. I did that every weekend, saved up a lot of money. I was blessed with like $2,000, $3,000 maybe as graduation presents from my family because they saw I was kind of working really hard. So I went to college with about $10,000 worth of capital. Around this time is like 2 years before the pandemic started. When I got to college, I started working a lot more and I started fighting more frequently, which I was able to earn sponsorship revenue as well. That allowed me to make another like $10,000 or so roughly. Going into 2020, I think it was, I had about 20 grand. I took 15,000 of that and I invested it into the stock market and crypto. I already had been investing for a while, like small amounts from 2018. But this is when I started throwing like $10,000, $15,000 in the market, bought a little bit of Bitcoin, bought some stocks, bought real estate investment trust because I was big on real estate at the time. That did good. I like kind of doubled from 20K to 40K or something like that. The pandemic started. Stimulus checks went out. I was able to collect unemployment because I just didn't have a job. I couldn't work, so I had to. And so that allowed me to get up to like 50K or something like that. At this point, my crypto portfolio was really printing some gains towards the beginning of 2021. And then, yeah, from there, it kind of just spiraled. I started YouTube. That obviously helped my income. I was trading a lot. I was day trading at this point as well. So that was helping with the income. I was able to crack like 100K towards the end of 2021. And then that, just 100K turns into 250, 250, 500, 500, a million, 1 million, 1.5 million, so on and so forth. And so that was kind of my spiral, but obviously really nuanced. Tyler, when leverage trading, when securing realized profit, do you add to the position on pullbacks or do you close the position entirely and wait for entry? Both. I'll do both. Sometimes it just depends on it also depends on the platform I'm on. Appreciate. Got to, bro. When are you having kids? Hopefully 2 years. That's that'd be ideal. I'm moving to another city next year, and then the next year I'd like to start a little family. When I was in high school, I invested in weed. Terrible asset class, goes up in smoke. What do you think about funded accounts? They're good. They're good. There's a lot of bullshit that comes with that, though. It's not that I don't like HEDA. It's that I just don't know much about it, and I don't really feel like checking it out. Myrex? No. Tyler, what was the Twitter guy What was that Twitter guy about the other day? Like, dude, I actually do not know. I don't know why bro is tweaking. I'm not gonna get into the whole drama. There's a whole drama going on right now. Text me on Instagram and I'll tell you a little bit more, Stein. But yeah, it's a whole drama, and the dude's just making he's fucking schizophrenic. So you know how it is when you deal with people with schizophrenia. They just kind of freak out and shit. Oh my god, I hate Liam Mansfield. The fact that I even know your last name is annoying. Thank you for being so detailed. Absolutely, absolutely. I actually have a podcast where I went into my whole story on the Fluence YouTube channel. You just made a video saying it would go down. You just are deaf. No, I didn't. I'm thinking about getting some Bitcoin with my company. Should I enter now in DCA during the bear market or just wait? I'm always a firm advocate of start now and buy more later. Any thoughts on World Liberty Financial? Don't like it. What do you think about Link and AVAX? I don't like World Liberty Financial. I think Link and AVAX are both okay. Which stocks would you see as a safe haven in a bear market? None of them, really. I mean, I'm not big in the stock market. I'm not very well versed in it. I just buy VOO, SPY, and DVY personally. How does anybody have a good broker for leverage trading? I use BTCC. It's linked down below. I am an affiliate of theirs, so I am incentivized to tell you that. Can you explain why Bitcoin pumped? Shorts getting squeezed, gold rotating. What's your experience in providing liquidity? I've been introduced to a community called Numus that's offering 1% returns daily through Orca. 1% returns daily don't exist. Don't do it. Should I keep my HBAR swap for a better crypto? It depends on your portfolio. If you're all in on HBAR, I think you should probably diversify. Wormhole. Kids are a lot of responsibility. Your life will change. And a word of advice, things are going to change between you and your partner. So give each other grace, be patient, always communicate. I love that. And I'm excited about those changes. Aster is reasonably hyped up, I would say. After this Bitcoin move, are you still expecting a move back down to 90s, 100s? I don't know. We'll see how this holds up. If there is someone you modeled after for your trading strategy approach, mainly is how you so crypto what was his name? Crypto Capital Venture Cardano Capital. I think it was Crypto Capital Venture. It was a dude named Dan. I really liked his technical analysis. So I watched the shit out of it. And I a lot of Fibonacci stuff there that I learned from him. But really what shaped my investing model was just time in the market, really, like trying a whole bunch of new things and just realizing that if I simply just break it down to the basics, use some technical analysis, use some fundamental analysis, develop my long-term sentiment, conviction, and thesis, and simply just buy when it's red and sell when it's green, I'm going to make money. And that's what I do. Bitcoin about to break 114, is it? Yeah, it is. Well, been watching you for about a year now, and you've helped me learn so much about crypto. Appreciate you, bro. Love from UK. Shout out to you. I love the UK, by the way. UK was one of the favorite places I've ever been before. What do you think about Aether? I like it. Are you holding any meme coins? I have some, like Doge and stuff. I just don't care about them right now. What do you think of DeFi pools? Some are good, most are shit. You think Trump is manipulating the market so he can make more money? Every single person in politics manipulates something to make money. So how would you keep your money working in a bear? Just hold cash? No, just buy. I just buy a lot. I don't care about making money in the bear market. I care about getting long-term opportunities. Bear markets are not for making money. Bear markets are for setting yourself up for bull markets. How do you read so fast? I don't know, to be honest, because I read pretty slow outside of YouTube. Do you think XRP can hit through again? Yes. Your opinion on Toshi? I like Toshi. I just don't care about meme coins right now. Everyone join the school for real gains. Shout out to you, Morax. Hey, if you're in the crypto school right now and you think it's worth the money, it is $100 a month. I put that on the table. Take it or leave it. If you're in the school right now, you think it's worth the money, put a 2 in chat. Just out of curiosity. Do you think the cycle will extend through Q2 2026? I definitely think it could. Wasn't there a Trump insider who placed a 300 million short yesterday on Bitcoin using 100 million in some profits? I don't know. I don't know what that one's doing. Increase the liquidity of its own financial system to reduce its. I think it's smart on them. I don't see why they wouldn't. Epic token. Yeah, it's good. I still have it. I just leave it alone, really. Ondo seems like the clearest bridge between TradFi. Yes, you get it. I agree. What dinner is the most delicious your girlfriend makes, and could you wake up in the middle of the night for? Yo, she makes a banging fucking pork chop and mashed potatoes, bro. I'm very plain in what I like. She whips that shit up, cuz needs that. How's the incubation program going? It's going fantastic. It's going fantastic. The biggest thing about the incubation program is the service, and what we offer is just so damn good that I care about the money, but I care more about the results. And so I'm just excited to generate more results. And we're generating results. We have guys making money. We have guys growing. It's dude, it's so fucking good. Like, gosh, it feels really good. It feels really good to see the our hard work and our systems are really working. It feels fantastic. Let's see. Polaris, 2, Jason, 2, Ryan M, 2. Fantastic. Cool. These are all people who think the money's worth it. I didn't pay them to say that. Wormhole Sleeper. Do you think it'll dip when Jay Watt Powell comes on stage? It usually does. Do you like Arabic food? I do. I have a very sensitive stomach. So when I was an MMA fighter at one point, I still kind of am, but not really. But I used to cut a lot of weight for fights, and because of that, I tore up the lining of my stomach really badly. And because of that, I've developed a whole bunch of I have some stomach problems. I also deal with really bad, severe reflux and shit. It is what it is. I don't really care. I have medicine I take for it. It makes my life easy. But Arabic food really spikes my reflux really bad, so I don't really eat it super often. Tastes fantastic. It's just not worth the stomach ache. You know he's a pro when there's no mad ums. Oh yeah. Shout out to you. You explain things so a newbie like me can understand it, and it makes an investment love from Bulgaria. Shout out to you. I'm happy. I'm happy. That sounds great. You have an option on Zora? No, I do not. Appreciate it, Shot. Shot, you're actually one of my favorite members of this community. Shout out to you. I love Sonic. Sonic's very good. I actually think their ecosystem, I don't want to say very good. It's good. It's just as good as AVAX, just as good as the rest. It's undervalued, in my opinion. Been watching your old videos. Great stuff. Well, shout out to you, Jose. All love. Patrick Gazetta, what's up, G? Man, crawfish season's about to start. Maybe in time for Altcoin season. Facts. When is crawfish season start? It's like February, right? Hope all is well, Patrick. By the way, Solana will be a hard one to hit all-time highs, but it's definitely possible. If I'm starting a new in crypto with 10 grand, where would you start? How much to invest now? I would start by putting maybe $1,000 into Bitcoin, maybe 800. Okay, no. I'd put $2,000 into Bitcoin. I'd put $750 into the top 10 altcoins, and I would slowly add to that over the next couple months. Stick to the top 10 until you're very, very confident, and then start to work your way down to some of the lower ones. Do you have a specific psychology is crazy philosophy that motivates the work you do? Your integrity in this crypto space seems unmatched. It's weird not seeing a crypto influencer who isn't dishonest and greedy. I am greedy. I am 100% greedy. I don't think I'm greedy in a bad way, but I do want to provide a life for my family that I think is fantastic. I want my children to be able to live a fantastic life. I want my wife to be able to do whatever she wants to do, and I want to die with no regrets. I want to create a family and grandkids and grandkids and grandkids that can benefit from the hard work that I do. And I'm greedy. I work very hard to get to that point. I want to make as much money as humanly possible, but I will not sacrifice my morals for it. And that's the big part. I've made some sketchy ass decisions in the past, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, I've talked about things I shouldn't have. I did all that. And I'm man enough to admit it. Dude, I was all in on the Safe Moon thing because I was blinded by all of the excitement and the growth and the hype and the views. I was blinded by it to not see past the bullshit that was in front of me. And I've been honest about that. And I've said this multiple times. I have made bad moves in the past. I was a younger man then. I'm a growing man now. I'm 24. Hopefully by the time I'm 30, I'm a better man then. But at the end of the day, I am very greedy. I want to make as much money as humanly fucking possible, just like all of us. But I will not sacrifice my morals for it. Simple as that. I've been offered hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote shit you guys wouldn't understand. Casinos, I've been offered $100 grand a month to promote casinos before and gamble on live stream. I won't do it. It's not my fucking nature. I won't do it. So I'm honest about that. I am greedy. It is what it is. But I have a vision. I have a goal. That's what I want to accomplish. Tyler question. What do you think about Jupiter on Solana? Do you follow that? Seems like they ship a lot and they're great, but their token, I know. And Shaw, usually those sorts of companies will catch up eventually. It reminds me of Aave. Aave makes a shit ton of money. People just don't appreciate it. And I don't really know why, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. I would hold it though. I would hold it for long term just to see what happens. Arabic is mad healthy for you, bro. If you're ever in Allentown, Pennsylvania, hit me a message. My wife is from Damascus. Shout out to you. I'm not sure about that one. Shout out to you, Marex. Do you think markets will dump at the end of Q1 next year? I'm not sure. It's too far away, honestly. I don't know what BMN are, but I won't put another alt over ETH. There's a difference between being greedy at others' expense versus being greedy and helping others get bread with you. That summarizes it almost perfectly. Ready to hit the new Rolex store. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. I am indeed 24. I know. I look like a damn old man, eh? Just joking. Yeah, I know. I fucked up on that one. I had $70,000 in SafeMoon at one point from $2 grand, and I literally didn't sell $1 of it. Greedy in a good way. Respect, respect. Appreciate y'all. When it all goes up, I think that will be my plan 6 months from now. What will be your plan? Maybe I missed it. Join the school. I feel like greed checked by morals isn't actually greed. You are unique in this regard. That's interesting. I feel like greed checked by morals isn't actually greed. Is that ambition? No, because ambition can be clouded by immorality. Let me write that down. This is an interesting thought. Like greed checked by morals isn't greed. That's interesting. I love that. I'm going to think really hard about that. I wonder what that's called. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and just stare. I know, right? I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's fucking weird, Shaw. I don't get it either. We're sending this because I'm really curious. I don't know if you have an eye condition, but how did you decide to start your fighting career with your vision? So I have good vision. I didn't know I had no. Let me rephrase it. I don't have good vision, but I didn't realize it until I got glasses. So I did the majority of my fighting career not wearing glasses, but I started getting really, really bad headaches consistently, like every day. I didn't know why. I had terrible vision. That's why. But no, I mean it's fine. I don't know. I can still fight with it. Any thoughts on gold and silver? Not a ton, really, to be honest. How did you manage to find Connor and just collab and work together? How the fuck did you meet Kate? And that guy's funny. So I met Connor because I was doing a live stream on YouTube one day. I watched Connor every single day. Don't fucking tell him that, by the way. But I watched Connor every day, and I liked his videos a lot. He was just a guy in his room on holiday making videos on YouTube. And one day he commented on my live stream, and he was like, he said something. I don't remember what he said. But I literally was like, wow, there's a Connor scammer in the chat, bro. You forgot to switch to your real account. And he was like, I'm actually Connor. I was like, yeah, I'm sure you are. So I was just fucking with him literally the whole stream. And then afterwards, he sends me a DM on Instagram, maybe, or Telegram or something. And he was like, yo, LOL, it was me. I was like, oh, was it actually? And so he was like, yeah. I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm just chilling. I was like, FaceTime me. So he FaceTimes me and we talked for like 3 hours. We got married a year later. Jokes. But no, yeah, we FaceTimed for like 3 hours. And then I introduced him to Sam from My Financial Friend. And we were just a bit of a trio for a long time. And then I met Cade actually through my company, Fluence, because he was at a conference that one of my partners was at. I don't know what that means. Bro, you're 24. I know. Hey, Tyler, love from Homa. Are we talking about Homa, Louisiana? That's not far. How should we go about getting our older families to understand what's going on? They probably won't. It's almost worth not trying. I'm going to just be honest. It's very hard for them to grasp it. Do you still have Terra? Mm-mm. I live in Utah, dude. From Safe Moon, straight up moved to the most moment in winter prison. Fuck. That's funny. Do you think Sheba will make it back up? Maybe one day. Bro, I'm 27. Look up to Tyler. I've been doing all right solo, but since I found this dude, it's tightened my loose balls up. My G. Shout out to Jason. I got rugged on Safe Moon 2 inside a chain. Yeah, I got smoked, bro. I can hold my assets if the market bottom out or if also further to around 40%. Yeah, of course you should. Why wouldn't you? It's called Mr. Beast. If we extend the cycle, then we'll have to think about some adjustments and strategy. Agreed completely. Wanting wealth for the right reasons isn't greed. Greed is loving money, value just for the sake of it at the expense of everything else. I'll check the definition. That's fire. Poor old Connor. 3-hour FaceTime straight to marriage is hella awesome. I think what separates for you from other crypto influencers and why people trust you is because you seem to genuinely have your followers' best interest in mind. I do, bro. I care. Like, truth be told, I don't need to do this YouTube shit anymore. You know, one of the dumbest things people say, maybe tell me if I'm wrong on this. So many people say, well, Tyler, if you really had money, you wouldn't be making YouTube videos. I'm like, imagine someone who just does things because they enjoy it and they can make more money. It's like, yeah. If I had $10 million and I can make YouTube videos and still get paid 20 grand a month or 50 grand a month or 100 grand a month. It's like, okay, I'm supposed to just not do anything I enjoy doing and also not want to make more money. It's the dumbest shit ever, but I appreciate you because I actually do care. Like it's the best of both worlds for me. It's like I've built a community of people I really care about, and I can also make money at the same time while helping that community. Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? The people where people fuck up at is that they're not willing to admit they do YouTube for money. Of course you do. Would I do YouTube every single day if I wasn't getting paid? Probably not. Would I still post once a week or twice a week? Yeah, definitely. Why not? I enjoy it, right? So that just goes to show I post and I'm so active and frequent because it's the best thing for my business. But I post in general at its core because I want to help you guys and I enjoy it and it makes me better as an investor. You know what I'm saying? It's the best of both worlds for me. Do you think we'll have a parabolic alt season, or is that thing? It depends on what you mean by parabolic. What's your profession besides trading? Hope it's not a nosy question. So I don't know. I would say my profession is being a creator, I suppose. But I make a lot, if not the same amount of money from my company Fluence, which manages a bunch of creators. It's a creator relations agency. I make a lot from that, I suppose. So I guess I'm the CEO of that company and co-founder. So I don't know. I don't really. I'm just fucking unemployed at this point. Like that's the way I think about it. Also, we'll let you guys know if there's any of you who are in the chat who is interested in becoming a YouTuber one day. Let me know. Send me an email. My email is down below. And to say, hey Tyler, I'm interested in becoming a YouTuber one day in crypto. We have some cool stuff we're doing. I invested 15K a while ago into Bitcoin, Solana, and ETH, and have been dollar cost averaging. Was that dumb not to do? No, hell no, that's not dumb at all. Being in the top five is never done. If we define greed as if we define greed as an excessive desire for more money, power, status, then morals don't erase greed itself; they restrain it. Per the greed question. So definitely, it is defined as greed for certain. So I guess greed is a spectrum. So I guess it's not a. I guess we're looking at it more from a binary perspective: is you either are greedy or you're not greedy. But the question is, how greedy are you? Yes, because at some point on that spectrum, you're willing to sacrifice your morals for greed, right? So you're still greedy, like wanting more yes, I want to have excessive amounts of money. It is what it is. I want to be able to buy whatever I want to buy whenever I want to buy it. If that makes me a bad person, it just is what it is. I don't care. I don't think so. So greed living in greed is living in a perpetual state of wanting more. So, and I think that's fine. Like having something you're working towards is always a good thing. But I guess being that it's on a plane or a spectrum, after a certain threshold, which is hard to define and almost probably you can't, that is when, okay, so it makes sense. So it's not so much a binary question, it's more of like a spectrum based question. In the big brown truck today, let's make these gains. Have a good day, everyone. Shout out to you, Crypto Taco. Always love to see your comments. You don't have to do YouTube, but I know you're going to come to save us, so never leave. I'll always be around. I'll always be around. Do that. How do you think quantum will affect Bitcoin? I think we're going to adapt to it somehow, some way. I used to box basically blind. It's very doable when a guy's standing. Exactly. Like if they're close enough to hit you, you're close enough to see them. What about the whale who shorted the market recently again as his win rate is 100%? I think that same whale went long this morning. I think you might be wrong on that one. That's why I'm in uni for psychology. Even if I don't plan on making it my primary earning method, do things that matter. Exactly. Yeah, man, found out you're from the boot. Keep up the great work, though. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, shout out to Homo. I had my first fight in Homo not too long, like 5-6 years ago. No, don't do that. If you enjoy it, do it. Fuck them. When you started doing videos, what equipment were you using? And did you sit down to brainstorm what it is you wanted to talk about? I literally just had a GoPro and I had a Blue Yeti microphone. And I just turned on my camera and made a video about my stock market portfolio. Funny enough, if you I will never take these videos down. You can always go look. Yeah, this was me. This was your boy 5 years ago. Just kind of going over my stock market portfolio, showing like what I was investing in and stuff like that. It wasn't very good. But yeah, that's your boy. Still living with my mom at the time and everything. It was crazy. Good times. I miss those times sometimes. There is something about it. I don't know. Anyway, I've seen so many crypto YouTubers lead as soon as they become millionaires. It's hard not to, bro. Like it's hard to still have that same motivation. You just have to see the bigger picture. But I'm here. And shout out to you, Earl. I appreciate it, my G. Tyler the Cryptoator is insanity. You're retired. My favorite is when people also complain when you take promotions or other stuff. Like, come on, Tyler's a multimillionaire. Does he really need to? No, I don't. Like, yes, okay. Jesse, I'm not gonna fucking rant about it, but you get it. It's like, Tyler, you're doing advertisements? I thought you had money. It's like, whatever. I don't feel like getting into it. Speaking of email, I sent you an email after the stream a day or two ago. What, Shah, what was the subject of it? I get a ton, bro, so I'll go look for it. I'm interested in becoming a YouTuber, but I don't think I got what it takes. Don't you get me started on limiting beliefs, Jason. I love that, Samson. Cupidity is a good greed. What's that? I want an excessive amount of money, but only so I could do good things with it. Always wanted to buy a ranch and recruit addicts to work. That's awesome. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I love that. Curious, when an influencer makes a mistake, is it recommended to pretend it didn't happen or apologize? Both. Both. If you didn't fuck up, okay. If you made a mistake, you should own it, but don't make a big deal out of it. So as an influencer, you're not like, as an influencer, the bigger of a deal you make something, the worse it becomes because people don't understand the genuineness of your apology, right? And so if if you make a mistake, the best thing to do is learn from it. Don't fucking do it again. Apologize in some capacity, but don't make a huge big ass deal about it because it's only going to make it worse, right? Like there's not much benefit from making this big, huge apology video unless it's a huge thing. Don't make it bigger than it is. That's my general belief. Oh wow! Shout out to you then, homie. I appreciate that. If I recall correctly about the well, Connor said he went short again today. Okay, interesting. Is a fight Muay Thai? I remember something like that. Yep, it's either pro kickboxing or Muay Thai. It just depends on the rule set they want to do. I don't personally care. 135K liquidation is really high though. It's why I'm willing to pay you if that makes sense. Makes sense. Baby Tyler. Baby Tyler. Yeah, nostalgia's weird, bro. Nostalgia's weird. I miss high school a lot, but I hated high school when I was in it. But like if I could or do y'all kind of feel this way? Like if you could go back, the only thing I feel nostalgia about is being in high school. I do like if I could just spend one more day in high school, it'd be so fucking fun, dude. And my wedding day. I miss my wedding day a lot. Like I wish I could just relive it. Like I kind of get emotional about it. I'm not gonna get emotional here, obviously. But I think about it, like I remember smells from that day. Like I remember walking out before the wedding. I was fucking stressed, bro. But I remember being in the wedding and I was walking down like there's like these trees and then there was like a little river right by this big ass fucking thing we bought to have the wedding, whatever. And I remember what it smelled like out there. And I think about that a lot. It brings me some comfort, but whatever. Anyway, not to get all sappy on y'all. When do we see Afro Tyler again? Never. Literally never. It will never happen. I'm getting my hair braided every time. It's 2 to 3 Green Day, then Day Rug Pool. Let's see. Maybe. Not a question, but it's wild to me that US schools don't require classes on financial literacy because they are designed for you to be fucking dumb financially. Call it abundance rather than greed. I like that. I think abundance is something that you capture. I think greed is the thing that gets you to it, though. I think greed is much more of like a describing word of what gets you to that point. Yeah, exactly. 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 Have you trained lots of Muay Thai? Are you more of a kickboxer? I trained Muay Thai for a total of 4 years. I've trained kickboxing a total of 7 years. So more, but whenever I move to this new city, I'm going to a Muay Thai gym. So I'll be much more immersed in that. Yeah. Raul Paul's what? When do you see us topping out by the end of the? I don't know, to be honest. Xbox 360 days with the boy after school's unbeatable, dude. Minecraft Factions was goaded. CR7 has lots of money and still does all the cringe ads. I love CR. I cool trained in Muay Thai in many years and been in competition during my teens. Such a cool. It's one of the best, dude. Shout out to you, Jason. Nostalgia used to be considered sometimes fatal disease. But what? No way. Are you serious? I'm not really all too big in this banana zone bullshit. Yeah, dude, the wedding stuff is different. It hits different. Something about that day. I have a video of the entire day, basically, so I watch it sometimes. I try not to watch it like over consume it though, because I feel like that's not good for you. Yeah, that's valid, Hugh. I think that's more than a reasonable thing. I think being cautiously optimistic right now is is a very good idea. Are they? Let's see what's happening with the liquidations right now. Yeah. 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 People don't believe this shit's happening. Yeah, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. I was 4 years Muay Thai, 4 years. Ooh, so you're well rounded, G. Clinch sucks. I hate being in the clinch. Dude, Minecraft Factions was literally god tier game. I don't care what anyone says. Comp up. Oh, dude. Bro. Dude. What a day. I was like a god on Cosmic Factions. I think it was like Pirate Realm or some shit. Literally. Yeah, you're right. My bad. You know, I get to yapping. Fuck. Wait, it's called CSSC. It's like CS something or SC something. It's like where Henry Cejudo and them used to train. Go check it out. That's insane, dude. What the hell? I think it'll be much less volatile, and I think this has kind of showed it recently. Dude, I want to go to a Muay Thai show so bad, and a stadium show in Thailand so bad. That's crazy. You're really missing out. Get you some Minecraft action going on. That's what I'm saying, Jack. I try to just get past it as well. Have you made a move on this pump? No. I'm going to take some profits if we hit 115 though. What's your opinion on BJJ ever train? I'm a blue belt and absolutely obsessed. Only thing I keep my brain occupied during the day. I love that for you. Yeah, so I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know how many stripes I have. It's like either 2 or 3, I think. But I did BJJ for like 7 years. I hate being in a gi with the passion. I don't like that fucking lapel grabbing. Like, let it go or I'll elbow you. But no gi was where it's at. I did pretty good in jiu-jitsu, but all of my grappling was more centered towards fighting. So yeah. They were just talking about kind of like the foundation and the fundamental side, payment systems, infrastructure, all that stuff. No, it's not OC Muay Thai. It's like, damn, bro. Hold on. MMA gyms and SoCal. Fuck. What's it called? There's King's MMA, which is really good. SoCal. Maybe it was SC. SoCal Fight Factory. Maybe like something like, I don't know. It was something like that. Fight Factory is really good, though. I fought a guy from there a long time ago. Can I get your advice, Tyler? I'm about to finish my PhD and I'm really not sure what to do. I plan to sell my crypto and diversify in both asset classes and trading styles. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, like diversify out a little bit. Focus on your PhD, focus on what you got a degree in, and use that to generate some real good revenue. Hopefully you get your income really pumping, rotate that income into stocks, crypto, real estate, or real estate investment trusts, maybe some precious metal, get some bonds, get a high yield savings account, diversify all the way across. You spend all this time getting your PhD, use it, I think. Apparently my neck is made different. I was notoriously hard to choke, and even this guy had me in a lock. Mine wasn't. I got a skinny neck that choked easy. I was on a 12-hour flight a couple months ago and tried watching the Minecraft movie, playing a couple seasons. It looked like a fever dream. It literally is, dude. Will Bitcoin tank as S&P goes down to fill the gap? It might. I think I spoke too soon. My trading view alerts are beeping. Me neither, man. Nogi almost exclusive me as a trainer. Oh, nice. Following up on your stream today. Shot. Hold on. One second. All right, I should get it. I'll keep you updated. I had my team forward it to me. Fitness Fight Factory doesn't sound familiar either. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. I love open guard variations and it's so awesome. Facts. Little spider guard action. I never watched it, but I couldn't imagine watching the Minecraft movie having never played it before. Don't. I probably wouldn't. I've never watched it either, but yeah. Me neither, man. Nogi, Tyler, do you do options? I used to sell call options. I just don't anymore, to be honest. Are you an insider? I feel like an insider sometimes. Gotta go, but thanks for the insights, Tyler. As always, thanks for hanging out. People love the spirit. Shout out to you, homie. Always love to see you. Always see your comments as well. Did you have a prenuptial agreement before getting married? Yes. Not in the way that you may think. Like not like a this is all mine and you get nothing sort of thing, like some like the stereotypical prenuptial agreement. But yeah, of course, naturally, like whenever you have partners in businesses, you almost always have to have one of some capacity, of course, to protect your businesses and stuff. Yep. Shout out to you, Shah. What's your opinion on cover calls? I like them. I like them a lot. It's risky. Of course. The inherent risk of them can be risky sometimes, but not that risky. Shout out Core Protocol. Agreed. Favorite Smosh parody song? I don't know. I don't remember the names of them. I just remember how they sounded. Yeah, exactly. Do it respectfully. Don't be an asshole. Like, especially if that person is sacrificing, like if your wife or husband is sacrificing a lot of time, if they're giving up like some of their own potential opportunities in the future, especially if it's a woman, like if you're a man and and the woman you are marrying, like if you have children with them, dude, like and your thought is like, if we get divorced, I want to fuck them over. Don't have children with them, bro. Like you're being fucking weird. It doesn't even matter if y'all get divorced. It doesn't matter. Like it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with your wife. It's all about the kids. right? So it's a situation where it's like you need to take those things into consideration. And there's even ways that you can put in prenuptial agreements like clauses on children. Like once you have children, they receive a certain amount in under any circumstances and things. And these sorts of things are fantastic in my opinion because so many women get totally just fucking devoured by prenuptial agreements because they'll have children with a man after like 5 years of being married, but they had no sort of protection, but they gave up everything to raise those kids and they get fucked. It's stupid. And in the same breath, so many men get absolutely destroyed by not having a prenuptial agreement. And they'll get in a spot where they didn't have a prenup signed because they thought that nothing bad could happen, but that's not how life works. What goes up must come down eventually. And there will be hard times and they get wrecked. Because truth be told, here in the United States, the marriage system and there's a lot of interdynamics there, but like that system as a whole is favored towards women. It is natural. It does make sense as to why, and men get destroyed by it. So I'm a firm believer in prenuptial agreements, but you just cannot be a fucking asshole when you sign them. That's my general opinion. Sorry, I don't know why I went down that rabbit hole. I remember Smosh. Smosh was goated, dude. It was a little awkward. It was a little awkward. 100%. Don't be in a not okay, no. Not I want to readdress this. It was not awkward between me and my wife in terms of doing it. It was just weird. Like it was weird to even have to go down the mind path of like if we get divorced. It's hard to think about when you're about to get married. You know what I mean? So weird, but yeah, agreed. Every partnership needs an agreement. It's basic. Marriage is a partnership in a lot of ways. So again, yeah, it's very simple. Such a good appreciate it. Context is important as well. 100%. 100%. If a woman has my child, she's going to be taken care of if we split up, period. She'd have to do something absolutely terrible. Exactly. Like, and even then, if something terrible happens, it's like your children should be taken care of. And if the likelihood is that they're going to spend a lot of time with their mother, right? So she needs to be in an okay spot. You can't send your kids to go live with their mom and their mom lives in fucking Motel 6 with bed bugs. You're an asshole. Like, it's still your fault. I guarantee. I just saw we are crashing. I guarantee we're not crashing. You're just freaking out. Let's go look. But I guarantee you're wrong. How'd you go about it, Tyler? Me taking notes. We just spoke about it. I said, hey, like this is something I made it very clear. Whenever we first met, when I first met my wife, I was already making decent money, maybe like $15,000 or $20,000 a month. And I told her, like, hey, like if this does progress to being something one day, I do need you to understand, like, I will have to protect my assets, my business, things like that. She always understood. And so when the time came that we got married, we sat down, we had a conversation, like, hey, what does this look like? What makes sense? I consulted with my lawyer. He kind of gave me an idea of what it could look like. I got her some kind of legal guidance as well, just to make sure that she understood everything that was going on. We just spoke about it. It was one conversation, really. One conversation. She trusted me to put everything else in writing. We got it all sent over to us. She reviewed it. I had a lawyer's review it for her on her behalf as well. Explained it to her. She was happy with it. She reviewed it again. And then we went down to the court or the lawyer's office. We got everything signed up, had it filed. Not too hard. No, I am not. Respect to the chat. Glad we can discuss something like this like adults. Yeah, our chat's weird. We either get super deep or super degenerate and then never like we were like, I don't know. I love my chat. You guys are awesome. Future ex-wife. My friend, this is no good. You're wrong. And yeah, it can be weird. It's like thinking about life insurance. Like, why am I thinking about dying right now at the back of the mind? Yet it's important. 100%. It's the same exact thing. I almost feel like life insurance is way easier though, because it's like, damn, that would suck, but like I can't really control that. Whereas divorce is like we would both have to agree that we're done here. You know what I mean? Big red flag if that combo at an early point in the relationship. Yeah, if she flips out, leave that. Leave, I'm gonna say leave that bitch. That is not that we do not refer to women like that on this side of town. But leave that bitch, cuz get out of there. There's no reason to freak out. There's no reason to freak out. If you put a prenuptial agreement that makes a lot of sense, super reasonable and super fair together, and she freaks out, fucking leave. Get going. Leave immediately, cuz. Get going. Is there a book or video you recommend to get into in order to be as successful as you? I wouldn't really consider myself successful in that way, but I would say I have found success in accomplishing the goals that I want. Hmm. No. Hold on. Hold on. Let me think. A book. The first book I ever read was Rich Dad Poor Dad in this realm, and it changed my life. But I think the most impactful one would probably be the psychology of money. I know that's a cliche one, but it will transform your brain a little bit and make you see money from a different perspective that could hopefully start a spiral that gets you to where you want to go. Relationship is like crypto, no guarantees, but all exactly simple as. I love you too, Tyler. No homo, no all homo, 100% homo. Just playing Tyler. Either man, we're going to 200K end of week. No, we're not. Exactly, you get it. The main thing I realized I was missing before investing was my lack in being financially literate. If you had to recommend one book, what would it be? I started with Rich Dad Poor Dad. Psychology of Money is the next great step. The 4-Hour Work Week is another good one if you want to see the capabilities of what life could look like outside of the 9 to 5 realm. Yeah, agreed. Which is cool because I wasn't even born in the 90s. I feel like I bond with you 90s babies a lot. As early as I would not even commit to exclusivity with a woman before discussing a prenuptial agreement, or in other words, a prenup. I fast. If you're considering dating her, talk about it. Talk about that. Listen to me. Talk about that. Talk about children. Talk about finances. Talk about religion. Those 4 things you in some capacity should agree. Religion is the only one I'll give a little bit of grace to, but over time, if you end up down a strong route of religion or she does, there will be disagreements that can spiral. For example, if you two disagree religiously very heavily, what happens when you have kids? Someone's going to impose their beliefs on those children, and that becomes problematic. Make sure you agree on money. Make sure you agree on children. If she says, I don't want kids, and you want kids, I wouldn't. Prenup. Again, the general finances of stuff, religion. Talk about them before you ever. Don't do this dumb shit where it's like, well, we'll talk about it when we get there. Okay, yeah, sure, just waste your fucking time if you want. Fast. I smell another Icelander in here. At least he's a bull. I'm so glad for you as one compliment. Relationships can be hard. She sounds amazing. She is literally the best fucking person on this earth, and I'm very convinced of that. Shout out to you, Frank the Tank. If you fly to Malta, I can show you some shark feedings. I'm not super scared of sharks. I do that. And always. Sock check. Oh my God. I like 90s trading. 80s kid. I need your skincare. No, I'm a 2000s kid, bro. I was born in 2001. Hey, if that's your prerogative, champ. If that's your prerogative. My grandma always told me you can disagree about finances or religion, but not both. I don't think you can disagree on finances. I'm like rather convinced of that. And I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been married 6 months. Take his shit with a grain of salt. I just realized I'm giving advice like I know what's going on. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it worked for me. It worked for me. Shout out to you before. I would argue if you're religious, that is number one to agree on. That's reasonable. That's super reasonable because oftentimes a religion is oftentimes the core pillar of someone's foundation. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think that's reasonable a lot. I'm 24. Have you ever told a story how you guys met? Yeah, we were Tinder matches. I know. Not the most proud thing for me to admit, but we were Tinder matches. She was awesome. Thought she was good looking. Hit her up, slid in those DMs. Like, yo, bitch, what's up? I'm just joking. Yeah. Hit her up on Tinder though. Not gonna lie. Boy was 20 though. Give me a break. I swam with sharks. It was pretty intense. Yeah, I just feel like they can really just spaz out. Like my dog spazzes out every now and then. So what's a shark gonna do? Quick, late, long squeeze, or actual bounce from 114? Probably just a little bit of a retracement, I think. How about trading in the zone? What do you mean? No, it's not. Tyler, if you had to invest money into a 4-year investment to save for a house, what would it be? Shit. Are you funding that payment for the house with this investment? When are you coming out with your school of crypto token? I will never ever release a token. And if I release a token, please someone fucking slap me. Tyler, you sure have some kind of maturity to you, but you still look young, and you seem to be great at time management. Not sure, but that's just a vibe. I've been getting better at time management. I'm more good at delegating these days, so I have a full team. So across the school, across my agency, and across my YouTube channel, I have 28 people who work under me, and that usually allows me to kind of just do the higher level things, the higher level tasks, and they can kind of consume and assume the positions of more day-to-day tasks. So that's usually it. Shout out to you, Shaw. Children change the dynamic. You have a lifelong responsibility to provide for them first. Your kids should have a better life than you, and as someone born into a one-bedroom tenement in Dublin. Fuck yeah, Hugh. Hugh, you look like someone who I would just believe everything you say. I don't know why, but I would genuinely believe anything you told me. You have to link with Renato Moicano. Yeah, I've actually met Renato a few times. I met him at some fights in Dallas. I fought in front of him. I might have fought his teammate. And then my coach fought one of his teammates. Very big. He's big as shit, bro. Both my sisters met their partners through Tinder. Hey, leave me alone. Christ, that's what I love that meme, bro. That's a Tyler. Absolutely, G. I mean, people do get married. Getting to know on Tinder is not bad. Okay. It's not just me. Trading in the Zone is a book. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've not read it actually. Trump short meeting canceled. What do you mean? Got real lucky because she's turns out that I definitely would say that's probably worse than Tinder. I'm not gonna lie. Owner in a house. Own one if it makes sense for you, but you don't have to own a house, and stop letting people fucking convince you what you need to do with your life. 4 years. 4 years time enough for a full cycle. Bitcoin will be hard to get you there. Maybe Ethereum. Like Ethereum for a 3x in the next 4 years is reasonable. Hard on though. Hard on. What do you think of Caspa? It's great. I like Caspa. It's just not the best. Do you think next month Bitcoin dominance? It definitely could. I think that's reasonable as long as this lasts. I get the vibe of being good at time management, but often choosing not to. Yes. I am indeed married. This is not a pump. This is indeed a pump. You're absolutely wrong. Look so young. I appreciate that. I feel like I look 24 though, or a little older maybe. What are your top 6 altcoin picks that you think will perform? Ethereum, Solana, XRP for the top 3. Let's do BNB because it's manipulated. Let's do XLM for fun, and then let's do SWI as a winger. Yeah, you guys can watch my fights anytime. Gladly, I've never lost. Little subtle flags. But no, just type in Tyler Hill MMA. You'll see my face. That's me right there. That's an old highlight reel of your boy. That's not me. That's not me. There's another fighter named Tyler Hill, so I might confuse you. This is me. Guess I'll watch an ad. Yeah, all my fights are on YouTube, I think. The only one that's not is my first one. But yeah, let's see, boy. Throwing some bones. It's me, chat. It's weird. This shit feels like forever ago. It's only 3 years ago, but it does feel like this actually feels like a lifetime ago. Me and this guy are pretty cool now. He's a good guy. Just ended up on the wrong side of the cage that night. How weird. I haven't watched this fight in a while, actually. A couple months, probably. Yeah, that fight's on there. There should be a few more. I thought I had a fight on here. I thought one of my more recent fights was on here. I don't know. Anyway. What's your eye power number? What the hell does that mean? 50x leverage trade should be banned. I'm actually okay with that. Like a recurring weekly, monthly investment over time. I'm in VO currently. VO is fantastic. I like it. Oh, nice. What's the absolute best of young guys getting married? My worst decision I ever made. Well, hey, it goes that way sometimes, doesn't it? I can't wait to get divorced and have my. Shut up, Gabe. I fucking hate you. If anyone doesn't know, this is Gabe. Unfortunately, one of my best friends. Bro, the speed of those punches. I just send them. Fuck it. Do you talk shit in the ring during fights? I've only talked shit during my last fight. We talked a good bit of shit about each other during the fight, but it was fun. It was all good banter. What do you think about Bitcoin coming out? It's possible. Not super likely right now, but possible. It literally, I can't even imagine living in that same life. It's weird. Welcome back, Carlos Prates. I'm getting married in 3 months. I'm 24. Congratulations. One of the biggest things I'll tell you, unsolicited marriage advice is, man, enjoy this shit leading up to the marriage. I miss it, dude. Like, I wish I could do it again. It's so stressful, and like, you just want to get to the wedding day so badly. Let's just get to the wedding day. Let's just get to the wedding. Let's just get there and do this. And if y'all are planning the wedding yourself, that's difficult. I always do recommend getting a wedding planner. But really savor it every day. Like set a counter or something, like a countdown timer, and just every day, just like enjoy it. And when you get to the wedding day, slow down, bro. Slow down. You're going to be pulled in so many different places. You're going to be stressed. You're going to be nervous. There's going to be so much going on. Slow down. Fucking enjoy the moment because it's going to be gone. It's going to be over just like that. And you're going to look back on it and hopefully it's a great day. My wedding actually got canceled the day before it. So we got to the venue on Friday and it was supposed to be on Saturday and it got canceled because a fucking terrible storm was coming in. We had to push it to Sunday, which in the moment felt like the worst thing ever, but we worked through it. We figured it out. And then that gave us a whole nother day where we're in this massive, like 10 bedroom, fucking 10,000 square foot venue. And we're living there and we're playing games. We're playing like hide and seek with my whole wedding party. And it was like, I don't know. I couldn't imagine a better day. So just take it all in. Enjoy it. I'm very envious of you. I wish I could do it again. Are you into Bulgaria watches? Not super much, to be honest. Would you do me the honor of being my wife? I like Solana and I like Jasmine, absolutely. Do you foresee yourself ever meeting Andrew Tate? It'd be cool. I know some people hate him, some people disagree with him. I think some things he says are very good. I think he says some things that I agree with, like 100%. I think some things he says I don't agree with, and I think there's other things he says he doesn't even believe, but he says it for attention. But yeah, if I met him, I think that'd be really cool. I'd take a picture. I think that's fuck pretty cool. You know, I'm not really big into this whole hating people I don't know thing. You know, like if I saw Joe Biden, I'd want to take a picture with Joe Biden. If I saw Trump, I'd want to take a picture with Trump. You know what I mean? If I disagree with things they've done, like if I see, like, you can't say that name on YouTube. Think about like the worst person with the mustache. Like if I saw him, like no, I'm good. Like I don't want to take a picture with that guy. But like yeah, I mean if they're like normal people like me, but just different. I don't know. I don't know even what I'm saying, but yeah, I'd do it. Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. How do you balance fighting and your other business ventures? For me, fighting drains me from training. It's hard. I used to be able to do it much more, but I really can't these days. It's hard. It's very hard. Yep, I do indeed. Is Trump missing? What are y'all talking about? That sounds like fun. I'll probably never experience that, but I'm so happy for you, Tyler. I can only imagine. Why not, Jason? What are you talking about? Appreciate it. Bitcoin dumping. No, it's not dumping. It's just back at 111,000. Are you a car guy? What cars do you own? Yeah, I am. Well, I wouldn't say I'm a car guy, but I like cars. You know what I'm saying? Like some people are car guys. Like that's the turbo regulator commission exaggerator right there. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This bitch is just loud, and I like it. But yeah, I like cars. I have a Mercedes. I have a Corvette. I'd like to get a. I'm planning on getting a GT sometime next year. That'd be sweet. GT3 RS Porsche would be cool too, but I can't really imagine that just because like I already have a fucking sports car that's a coupe. Like, why do I need another one? But yeah, I wear some. My wife bought me some. Fuck, dude. I'm looking at the bottle. It's like a black bottle. I don't know. I don't know the name of it. He just posted. Oh shit! Here we go. What did Trump post? I told you guys. Relish the moment because it don't last long sometimes. Let's see. What did he post? What did he post? Oh, okay. It's just about that. Okay. Man, don't do that to me. I like Caspa. I like Caspa, everyone. Everyone keeps asking me about Caspa. I like Caspa. Kanye, would you take a pic with that guy? I don't know. That's where I don't know because he said some shit that I'm like, yo, that's a lot. I'm not really big on like inciting. I don't know. Anyway, but I mean, you have to consider though, like Kanye is a fucking genius when it comes to music. So because of like the musical side, yeah, maybe, maybe so. Some of his personal, like some of the things he says, I'm like, I mean, there's reasoning behind that. Some shit he says, I'm like, yo, bro, you're actually tweaking. Like when he starts going on the like I'm Jesus thing, I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Um, saying he might not G after all. Can we trust it? I don't know. Got a glimpse of your fight, nasty kid. Appreciate it, guys. You think Ando goes back to all time high? Maybe one day. This team must have posted it. Wada. Stop buying into this fucking bullshit. This is literally just all bullshit, bro. The meeting might happen. Oh, the meeting might not happen. The meeting's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen, who gives a fuck? If it does happen, who gives a fuck? No one cares. Stop buying and selling crypto based off of it. All of these things are just social, like, it's like social dynamics that are designed to liquidate people. Like, listen, at the end of the day, Bitcoin just broke above a massive zone of resistance. It just sent it straight above the resistance. Right now, it's coming back down to back test that support while also liquidating other traders in the market. Look at these liquidations that stacked up right here on the 1 day. Look at this. There's a lot. They're sitting right here. I'm sure of it. There you are. They're right there. The market's coming back down to try to thrash through some of those before, in my opinion, smashing through the rest of what's left up here. There's literally $15 billion above us. There's only $7 billion below us. Come back down, liquidate some of them. I don't think we go down as low as 105 to smash these ones. This could be a quick little retracement. Stop freaking out. No one cares what happens in China. No one cares if Trump meets Xi Jinping. No one gives a fuck. Grow up. Okay, anyway. Lizard people. Yeah, exactly. I was referring to taking a pick, referring to Kanye taking. Oh, yeah, 100%. If you had to pick if the market goes up or down in the next 3 months, what would you choose? Up. When do we get you will never. That's why I only watch Tyler in a select few. I find your Trump impersonation. I don't ever impersonate Donald. I couldn't lose. I've never lost. I do know everyone in China. Sorry, I hate to put you guys through that. I don't know why I do that to you every now and then. When are we going long? I'm not going long anytime soon. What's going on in my company? Okay. Yeah, Tyler S. Crypto is actually one of those guys I used to watch a lot in my younger days. I haven't watched him a ton recently, but I love his banter, his humor. He does a great job at pursuing his personality through content. It's awesome. Careful, Tyler. You know they get mad when one a man of impressions fighting in brains. Let's see why your wife married you. I appreciate that. That's the only impression I'm good at. Peter. Sorry. If you had to guess for your life, how high would Bitcoin go before the end of this year? 135K. Wait, bet with my I'm not betting. No. Leave me alone. I'm not making that bet. Peter. You think the top of the bull market is coming soon? Yeah. Who cares? What are y'all doing today? I'm gonna turn this off pretty soon here, guys. I do want to warn you. I have a couple meetings I have to go hit. Ooh, shit. I think I may have missed one. 1 second. I just realized it's already 12:30. I had a meeting for. Oh no, it got canceled. Okay, cool. We're good. Yeah, I do have a couple meetings coming up though. So I have to skedaddle here relatively soon. Damn, that Ethereum and Solana video I posted earlier is doing pretty good considering I've been on live stream. Because usually, like when you go live, it'll kill the algorithm of the videos you post. So it's cool to see that video doing good. If you guys didn't see it, go check it out. One thing I did want to mention to you guys again, I want to show this because it's been like an hour since I showed it the last time. I have a channel, Tyler Teaches Crypto, where I make videos teaching people crypto, if you could believe that. Go subscribe to it. The link is down below. I have a video dropping soon on risk management. Check that out. Also, if you're trading BTCC, you can get up to $10,000 in bonuses. Lastly, the real big value add that you can get from this live stream is that if you want to check out the school, it is linked in the description down below. In the school, you can see what I'm buying, what I'm selling. We have workshops, seminars, courses, live calls, and much more. There's also coming one-on-one coaching and mentorship, both which are going to be available in a few weeks here. So you can work privately with people like me or the other coaches. A lot of great stuff coming up here. So if you want to check it out, check it out. The link is down below. It is $100 a month. I'm just going to put that up there out for you. Watch this video to determine whether or not you think it's worth it. If someone is in the chat who is in the school right now that thinks that the $100 a month is worth it, put a 2 in the chat for people to see. If you don't think so, you know, it is what it is. You guys can kind of decide for yourself. Good. I appreciate it. What's something you are into no one would expect? I like to mow my lawn and trim my plants. Something I'm into. Okay, this is a good one. What is something I'm into that no one would expect? I really like watching hurricanes form. This is embarrassing. I have Fuck, dude. No one's ever gotten this out of me on YouTube. I have an app, like a radar app, and I have it notify me every time that a hurricane or as like a cyclone of any sort forms because I just like watching them in the ocean. That's fuck, man. I can't believe I told you guys that. Leave me alone. If you make fun of me, I'm banning you. I'm doing this, but I need to finish phase 2 and actually get my shit back together so I can try to get back into the field. Been making good bread, but need to sue my friend. Yes, Jason, finish phase 2. Stop being an asshole. When do you think you missed something, but you were so good at time management that you forgot you got your own bag? I'd like the 720S though. I'm a certified generalson. I don't even know what that means because it looks like you look at like X-rays or something. I bet I'm really close. Wait, isn't SON? Doesn't that mean sound though? I don't know what that is. Any holiday specials for the crypto school? Probably not anytime soon, to be honest. I know. Leave me alone. Do you make little vortexes in a bathtub? No. Genostorm. Yes, I know. That's pretty cool though. They're pretty. I know. Be nice. Okay. Okay. No one making fun of me. Nice. Would you be interested in a human design reading? What is that? That sounds interesting. Why are you not going long for a while? Just because I don't really want to go long. I bought at 103. But ultrasounds. Oh, nice. Bitcoin Amsterdam champ, you going? When is it? Probably not, but when is it? Since Sweet Trade, you said try. I believe I thought it would wait. No, man, we all make mistakes. It is what it is. I was just right, kind of just from experience. It is what it is. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. Besides OBGYN, I'm capable, but I'm more of a general and vascular. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Does that pay well? It has to, right? Well, man, ever since then, it's been tons of, I looked at my phone. Bitcoin's 114. So take money out. I need some cash. Take some profit, G. Nature going serious mode is so quick. That's what I'm saying. It's like fucking locking in. I need a new way to watch the charts while I'm working. Should I keep using my phone or start using a tab to chart? Phone is good. Well, J man, lessons in progress, homie. Lessons progression progress. No, sorry, lesson correction progress. Well, maybe I'll be wrong the next 8 months, and then you'll be right, and we'll be locked in. Alternate between chasing profits and chasing storms. I would do that storm chasing thing. Like I would definitely get in like the tornado thing and like look at a tornado up close for show. What did your first big break to becoming a millionaire come from? Was it trading options or did you just get into coins? It was literally a mixture of a whole bunch of things, to be honest. It was a mixture of my company performing well, my YouTube channel performing well, my crypto investing portfolio performing well. Like my YouTube channel generally generates about 40% ish of my revenue, 40 to 50%. And then I have another 50% that comes from taking profits from investing, my business, the school, etc. So yeah. Dude, we didn't get to go to the Highlands when we were in Scotland. I can imagine they're worse there though, where you are. Got to be a special place to me to check in before I lose every penny I have. This is crazy. I watch you. You got this, G. I'm proud of you. You got this. It pays well, but since I'm the first in my family to get my foot in the door. I've graduated 20, but it's not hard to get in. It's already yeah. You just got to lock in. I think Jason, you're so committed. I think you'll figure it out. I don't want to see tornadoes. I just would if someone put me around one. Something I've noticed is you don't put much focus on trading volumes. Why is that? I was taught that's one of the. It is. Everyone talks about it. I look at it myself, but everyone talks about it. I just like to kind of have my own little lane. Oh, you got this, bro. You came to London. That's my hometown. I loved London. London was like London. Okay, like central downtown Piccadilly Circus ish. London, that area is like awesome, bro. Like that's one of the coolest center of a massive city. What are those cities called? There's not super cities. Fuck, dude. It's like Las Vegas, New York, London. They're called God damn it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Those sort of cities. That dude, wow. I loved it. It was awesome. Scottish Highlands are nice. Our winters are a death sentence if you don't know what you're doing. And tornadoes really don't seem like a big deal. Metro. Yeah. Like those. Yeah. Exactly. Those. Fucking awesome, bro. I loved it. We sat on the porch and tried to spot one. That's crazy, bro. We don't really get them down here. All right, look, guys, it's at 2 hours. I do need to go ahead. I need to roll. I need to go do this as per usual. I really appreciate you guys. I feel like we didn't get super degenerate today, but we did get a little bit deep. So sorry if anyone joined in hoping for crypto content and I'm yapping about how much I love my wife. Grow up. But no, I appreciate you guys joining in. I'll keep you updated as it all plays out. Don't forget, there's a couple things you can go do. Follow me on Instagram. You can message me. I'll DM you back. We can have a chit chat there. Follow me on Tyler Teaches Crypto. It's my educational channel itself. Go sign up to the school if you want to learn a lot more from me specifically and our coaches and all that stuff. And go sign up to BTCC if you want to start leverage trading today. But do not do this unless you know what you're doing. All in all, guys, I appreciate you all joining in so much. I appreciate it. It's always so good to talk to you. I am going out of town pretty soon here, so the live streams will become a little scarce for the next week. But I'll be back, and I'll be back live stream. So stay tuned for that. I hope you